The Legacy Sports Network presents Houston Area High School Basketball. Brought to you by Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick. We hear you. Also brought to you by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, the best pizza in town. Honest. United Community Credit Union. Be united. Quick Assist. We sell your tickets fast and at the best price. Mr. Electric. We've got the power to make things better. And by the Alanis Real Estate Group. We are real estate. Now, let's go to the basketball gym.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phillips Fieldhouse here in Pasadena for an absolute showdown in the UIL Class 6A Division I Area Round Playoffs on the Legacy Sports Network. I'm Jeff Kemps, your play-by-play voice alongside my color analyst tonight, Paul Sanchez. We're live for what promises to be a battle of the greater Houston heavyweights. The North Shore Mustangs coming into tonight 29-6 on the season. Fresh off a gritty 62-60 survival against Clear Springs just 3 nights ago, led by Christian Gibson's 25-point explosion. Here they are to keep their season alive. Ranked among the Texas top 25 in 6A, these Mustangs bring suffocating defense, lightning fast transition, and east side grit that they say they're not going to go home tonight without a fight. But standing in their way are the Pearland Oilers, district champs, battle-tested with size, inside shooters who can light up from anywhere on the court. One win advances to the regional finals in Region 3 6A 1. One loss ends it all. The road to the Alamo Dome starts right here tonight. Single elimination, high stakes, Houston hoops at its finest. Paul Sanchez, my partner in the booth, with the vibe. What are you feeling here tonight, Paul? Who's got the edge, the east side or the south side?
Well, if we have any indication from the first round how those matchups went, we're in for a good one. Both teams had to really grind out wins, and I think it's going to be the same tonight. It's going to be a really gritty and kind of what game you got to muck it up, and that kind of favors North Shore, but then Pearland, they could be a dynamic scoring team. So it can go either way. This could be a shootout, or this could be one of those grind out games at North Shore we usually see them in. But they're about to sell it out in between these lines, and we're about to see it.
When we come back, Paul and I will dive more into this fantastic playoff matchup here in a moment. Stay with us. You're listening to the playoffs on the pregame show here on the Legacy Sports Network.
DeRoche Partners, LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
All right, Paul, let's dive into these two teams. Pearland Oilers coming in tonight 30-3, 15-1 in district play in first place, led by their head coach, Delic Brown, coming into tonight's game with a 5-game winning streak, winning Tuesday night versus Fort Bend Travis in the first round, 47-37. They have forwards who are big and who can score inside and rebound, and they have guards that can stretch the floor like Lewis Cannon, 5'11 senior. For the North Shore Mustangs, entering at 29-6, they have won 22 of their last 24 games. They won Monday night against Clear Springs 62-60 with a team high from Christian Gibson, 25 points, and Dylan Colbert bringing in 19.
Yeah, both teams have had tremendous seasons so far. Pearland looking to get back into a regional semi for the first time since 2018. And when it comes down to matchups like this, I don't like to go to strength of your schedule, any analytics or any of those metrics. But when you kind of break this matchup down, it really goes back to who you played and how you tested yourself throughout non-conference and if your district really tested you enough. And we saw that happen for the women's side. Now you can look at it, see it for the boys' side. Everyone in District of Doom advanced to the second round. And that's what they're kind of trying to bring into this matchup, bring that level of physicality and bring that level of swag to a district that is more known for just really efficient offenses, but how do they handle the physicality? So I really like the matchup here. It could go either way. Like I said, both teams can really put up a lot of numbers. But then the thing that surprises me the most about North Shore in the game that we covered in the first round, Gibson, Colbert, and Sloan combined for 57 of the 62 points. You'll take that, but you need a little bit more bench scoring on that side. And then you mentioned it for Pearland side. They have dynamic guards, and this team kind of reminds me of the game that we did against Summer Creek, where these guards are very explosive. Summer Creek had a little bit more flashy, a little bit more flare guards. These are more dynamic guards that can score at all three levels. So the guards on North Shore side are going to have a little bit of a problem too, which we'll get into it, that players will highlight. But I think the front court matchup is something to be looking at because there's a little bit more youth on the Oilers side compared to the North Shore side, and they could take advantage of that.
Well, when Paul and I come back, we will have an interview with the coach of the North Shore Mustangs, Coach Woods. You're listening to the playoff pregame show here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Hey, this is Jeff Kemps back here for the pregame show on the Legacy Sports Network. I'm here with Coach Woods of the North Shore Mustangs. Coach, thanks for joining us this evening. How's your team's attitude coming into this area around here tonight?
I think we feel very well. We had two good days of practice. I know going to watch Pearland, they ran a lot of zone against Travis, so we worked on a lot of zone stuff. We, polished up our man stuff. We didn't execute very well the first game, so we went back to, look to see where we messed up at and cleared that up. I told the guys, in playoff basketball, you got to be ready to execute. And also, there's going to be some big crowds, so we have to be on the same page. And sometimes you're not going to be able to hear Coach Woods, so I need my leaders to communicate on the floor. So that's some of the things that we tried to clean up the past couple of days in practice.
That's a good thing that you just brought up. In the game on Monday night, you guys had a nice lead going into halftime of 17 points. In that fourth quarter, the Clear Spring Chargers, they scored 32 points on it and made that a much closer game than it should have been, I thought, at the end there. Would you not agree?
I totally agree. A lot of people look at the final score and they say we barely squeaked by and this, but we led the entire game. And, that fourth quarter, they did come out and score 32 points. And I think a lot of that was defensive breakdowns because of the lack of communication because they couldn't hear me. So hopefully we clean that up tonight and that don't happen. Hopefully we are up 17 going in the half. I would love that too.
That's awesome. So we're big fans of Dylan Colbert, Christian Gibson, and DeMarcus Sloan. Tell me about some of your players that don't get a lot of credit on your team.
I think my point guards don't get enough credit. You have Rashard Williams, we call him Pop. We have Josh Richardson, and we have George Pacheco. They sacrifice a lot of shots for those other three guys who are extremely great shooters. They do a good job of advancing the ball up the floor because we like to get out in transition. And they do a good job of getting us set up in our sets. And I just don't think they get the credit that they deserve. But, the point guard is the extension of the coach on the floor, and I think those three young men do a great job for us.
Tell me what Christian Gibson has done to bringing him into your team here late in the season for your team.
I think he gives the guys a sense of calm. He's even keel. He never gets high, never gets too high, never gets too low. He's steady. He's a walking bucket. We know that he's a mismatch problem because of his size. We can put him in the post. He can play on the perimeter. So I think he just gives them a sense of relief and calms them down.
Anything else you'd like to share before tonight's game?
Appreciate the whole East Side coming out, giving us support. Appreciate the administrative staff, our principals, and we look to represent the East Side in the right way.
Very good. Coach Woods, good night tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more on the pregame show here on the Legacy Sports Network.
All right, we're back here at the Phillips Fieldhouse. Thanks for Coach Woods coming out to interview with us there before the game here tonight. Paul, who are you looking forward to watching here in this game here tonight?
Well, the more you break down Pearland, the more you realize that they have really good dynamic guards. I mentioned three-level scorers. I'm looking at Byron Bibbs, senior, 6'3", 175. He's dynamic in transition, explosive. If you've seen highlights, he's catching lobs in transitions, and he's looking to catch bodies. Quick off the floor, he's averaging 10 a game, and he probably is their best defender on the floor as well. So we'll be seeing him on both sides. But the guy that I'm really looking forward to see is Devin Brown. He's a senior, coach's son, 1,000-point scorer for the Oilers, creates nice separation, has good elevation on his shot anyways, on any pull-ups or step-backs, 17.4 points a game on 55 field goal shooting. He's a really good player, and that's going to be a difficult matchup. I expect if it's a man tonight, Dylan Colbert's going to get that assignment, but if it's on any of these guards in the 1-3-1, they got to be ready to close out high on him. And then on the North Shore side, you talk about it, Christian Gibson. I mean, the one way you could sum up Christian Gibson is good players hit their shots, great players create them. And down the stretch in that fourth quarter, he hit some difficult shots. The degree of difficulty on those shots, especially in the moment where the Chargers are mounting a comeback, they cut it down to 2. Those are the type of shots that get you to the next level, and that's why he's a commit at a Power 4 level like UCF, and that commit is looking better and better each day with how UCF is beginning a tournament lock. But I think you need to ride him, and then you also need to ride guys like Dylan Colbert. He gave you 19 a game in the last one. He's that X factor. He makes those winning plays for you. But this is about to be – whenever you look at playoffs, I don't think it's about X's and O's. I think it's about players and their execution, who can make shots, and that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the day.
All right, when Paul and I come back, we'll have the starting lineups here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Buying or selling a home can be a bit overwhelming. That is where Alanis Real Estate Group steps in, with the help of CE King alum Elio Alanis. From the city to the suburbs and the greater Houston area, you can trust Elio Alanis. He'll work with you to find what best fits your needs, your goals, and more importantly, your budget. Elio Alanis has a reputation for exceptional customer service and making your home buying or selling experience a smooth transaction. Visit him on the web at wearehtx.com. The Alanis Real Estate Group. We are real estate.
Legacy Sports Network, now celebrating 18 years of broadcasting excellence. We are your home for local high school sports coverage. Expect excellent audio and video production. Whether you're listening at home or at the game, find us at lsnsports.com. Legacy Sports Network, building a legacy one game at a time.
Real cheese, real hot, real taste is what we've got. Real fresh, real fast. All those other pizzas are a thing of the past. Mr. Gatti's Pizza in Houston on Uvalde Road offers a wide selection on their daily fast feast, all-you-can-eat pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert buffet. Don't forget about the entertainment center for the kids. Games, games, and games. Open for lunch or dinner. Gotta get Gatti's. Mr. Gatti's Pizza, the best pizza in town. Honest.
You've got tickets to the game, but something comes up. Maybe the boss sends you on the road, the kids have practice, or you just can't make the drive. That's where Quick Assist steps in. With one tap, your seats hit every major ticket marketplace at once. No more juggling apps, no more wasted time. Quick Assist, it takes the hassle out of resale and puts cash in your pocket. Pro or college sports, it's all covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on the LSN website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere. Life happens. Maybe a work trip, a family event, or you just want to watch the game at home. Don't let the tickets go to waste. With Quick Assist, your seat gets listed for sale on every major marketplace simultaneously. No more juggling apps or stressing over resale. We make it fast and hassle-free, so you save time and put money back in your pocket. From pro to college, Quick Assist has you covered. Download the Quick Assist app by scanning the QR code on our Legacy Sports Network website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere. When life gets in the way, a work trip, family plans, or even bad weather, don't let your tickets go to waste. Quick Assist makes it simple. Your seats are listed on every major marketplace at the same time, saving you the hassle and putting money back in your pocket. Whether it's the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, or NCAA, we've got you covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on our website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
All right, welcome back to the Phillips Fieldhouse. Here's the starting lineups for tonight's game. The Pearland Oilers, Byron Bibbs, the senior, 6'3". Tylen Ennis, the sophomore, 6-footer. Devin Brown, Mikhail Harlan, and the senior, Avon Glover. For the North Shore Mustangs, the junior, DeMarcus Sloan at 6 foot. The junior, Dylan Colbert at 6'5". The sophomore, 6'1", Rashad Williams. The junior, 6'7", Sean Mayberry, and the senior, 6'6", Christian Gibson. Welcome here to the Phillips Fieldhouse tonight for the area round 6A Division I matchup here tonight. Sean Mayberry will be jumping here, and he will be for the North Shore Mustangs, and Avon Glover will be jumping for the Pearland Oilers. Pearland going from right to left on the radio dial tonight. They're wearing all black with white numbers. North Shore Mustangs going from left to right, wearing all white with red numbers. Here we are. Thanks for joining us here on the Legacy Sports Network. We're ready to begin here. High school basketball at its finest from the Phillips Fieldhouse. Region 3, Division 1, here we go, and the opening tip is taken by Rashad Williams. He's going to bring it from the backcourt, being guarded here by Byron Bibbs. To the top of the key to Colbert. Colbert driving over to Sloan on the left side. Back to Gibbs. Back to Gibson. Back to Rashad Williams on the right side. Gives it back to Gibson. Throwing the ball all the way around. Sloan's got it on the left wing. Throwing down low to Mayberry. Kick it back out to Gibson for three. And it's short. Colbert's there. Almost got the rebound, but does not get it. So we're coming back down the court quickly. This is a three-pointer off to on the right side by Bibbs. No good. Here comes the North Shore Mustangs in transition. Gibbs for another three from the right corner pocket. This time he puts it down.
He's going to not miss two in a row. Good looks. Fading on the corner in transition. Good job by Rashad Williams.
So 3-0. We're just starting here in the first quarter. On the right side is the Pearland Oilers. Tyler Ennis and gives it off, and we're going to have they're going to call a jump ball possession, and it's going to go to the Pearland Oilers.
Before the game, we had the chance to talk to Stephen Woods, and he told us that Rashad Williams wasn't playing in the last game due to disciplinary reasons. Now he's back in the starting lineup, and that's what you want to see, getting that tie ball possession. Had a little bit of energy, had a little bit of swag in the first minute.
So we're going to inbound the ball. This is Harlan. Harlan in between the two circles. On the left side, here's the three-point shot on the right side by Ennis. Can't make it. Rebound, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be North Shore ball. This game is going to be fast-paced, action-packed here tonight. So don't take a break. Stay with us here all night long here on the Legacy Sports Network. So the North Shore Mustangs going to inbound the ball on the left side. Rashad Williams in the backcourt. Being guarded here by Ennis in the backcourt. Bringing it across slowly. Finally comes across the timeline, or the left side of Colbert. Down to Gibson. Gibson's inside the three-point marker. Gives it to Mayberry. Mayberry for a 15-footer. Swish.
That was one of my storylines going into the night. How are they going to get Mayberry in the successful spots? He had a really downer game in the first round of the playoffs. 0 points on 0 for 3 shooting. That's a good start for him, getting him 12 feet outside.
5-0 North Shore with the lead. We're on the right side to Ennis. All the way in the right corner here to Harlan. Harlan for three. No good. Rebound by Bibbs, and Bibbs gets blocked by Colbert. So the ball is still going to be Pearland ball. 6:15 left to play here in the first quarter. 5-0 North Shore with the lead here in the beginning. We're going to inbound the ball under the basket on the left side. Trying to throw it in. This is Harlan trying to find a player. Finds down low. And we're going to have a foul on Mayberry on Brown. So it's going to be Sean Mayberry's first foul of the game. Brown's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 6:14 left to play here in the first quarter. We're sitting on the Pearland Oilers side. Good crowd here, still coming in the doors. So we stand at the line. Here's the first free throw up and hits the back rim, no good. North Shore 67% from the field so far in the game, 2 for 3, and the Pearland Oilers 0 of 3 from the field so far. So here's Brown for a second opportunity at the free throw line. He puts that one down. Puts them on the scoreboard, 5-1, North Shore with the lead. Williams down the floor, all the way to Sloan in the left corner pocket. Back to Gibbs. Gibbs at the top. Gibbs shoot a long three. He's short. Here comes the Oilers. This is Harlan. Pass it off here to Glover. Glover to the right side to Bibbs. Over the right corner pocket by Ennis. Can't make it. And they're going to call a foul. They're going to call that foul on Glover of the Oilers.
Well,
so
first free shots of the game for the Oilers all have come from beyond the arc. 0 for 4 to start the game. 2 looks by Ennis, who is one of their better shooters on the season. If that name brings any bell, he's related to Tyler Ennis, who was in the building, one of the great Syracuse guards back in the 2010s. He is one of their best shooters, and they've gone away with a couple of open looks on him.
Here's Rashad Williams at the top of the key. He's driving to the right side, puts it off the glass, can't make it. Mayberry with the rebound. He's going to put it back up. He can't make it either. A rebound by Colbert. Colbert's got it. He's going to shoot a 10-footer, puts it in.
Who else? Again, Jeff, he's at the right place at the right time, waited patiently, and then shot a nice little 10-foot floater.
7-1 North Shore with the lead here. 5:24 left to play. We're stuck in the corner. We throw it down low, and Mayberry gets his hand on it. Good job by Mayberry. Ball goes out of bounds, and still going to be Oiler ball. Coming in the game. Go ahead.
You're seeing it continue from game one. Sorry, Jeff, but then the recovery on the defensive end by the squad, all five right there are either double teaming once they cross the half-court line, and then they are immediately tracking to that next person who has the ball, and then you find the other man who is not located. There's been really good help recovery, and that's why the Oilers haven't been able to get any rhythm so far.
Freshman Carmelo Rugley into the game here for Harlan. Here's the Oilers. Here's a long three. Wow, what a three-pointer there by Brown. So here's another three. This is Sloan. We're back down the court quickly, and he puts a three up. It's now 10-4 North Shore with the lead, under 5 minutes left to play.
Right back at you, Jamarcus Sloan. 3 big threes in the first round matchup, now hitting a knockdown in the corner, setting up, and that's what you want. Answer it right back.
Here's Ennis. He's driving on the left side, puts it up, can't make it, and the ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to say it's North Shore ball.
And that's one thing I wanted to see, Jeff. There has to be an emphasis of finding Sloan in transition. He has such good shooting capability whenever he's able to run the lanes in transition and find it. He's such a good catch-and-shoot shooter, leads the team with 92 threes on the season. That's easy for him, no contest.
Mayberry on the right side, pass it out. This is Sloan, way out on the left side. Back to Rashad Williams, back to Sloan on the left side. Sloan and now Gibson, over to Williams, trying to get it to Colbert. Looking out, he's on the right wing and the perimeter. Throws it out to Colbert, didn't see Sloan there.
Spacing.
We're slowing things down. Rashad Williams, long
pass.
three, over to Sloan for three. Can't make it, but Colbert jumps up, he fights for the rebound, gets it. Good job there by him. Here's Rashad Williams, over to the right corner. Here's a three by Colbert, can't make it.
You gotta love the effort though. He was almost rewarded with that three, making the corner, keeping that ball alive.
Here's Bibbs driving down the lane, over to the right side, left side. Here's a shot by Glover, no good, and it's going to be North Shore ball. Boy, Paul, the Pearland Oilers, 1 of 7 so far here in the first quarter, only shooting 14%.
Yeah, not a great start for the Oilers. Obviously, we mentioned how well they shoot from beyond the arc, starting 1 for 5 on the game. One insertion into the game, you got that freshman number 24, Carmelo Rugley, 6'6", 210. Has a high ceiling for a freshman. He's a physical rebounder. That's going to be a battle between him and Mayberry.
They take out one of their best players, Byron Bibbs, taken out for Hunter Williams for the Oilers. Here's Gibson on the left side. He's trying to drive. He's down on the baseline, throws it out. All the way out to Sloan. Sloan's got it on the right side. Now in between the two circles. Going to the left side. Gives it off to Colbert. Over to Rashad Williams. Back over to Gibson on the right side at the right wing. Being guarded tightly. He steps back for a three. Woo! What a shot by Gibson.
And he's talking. He hit that right in front of the Pearland side, and he has feeling himself. Second three on the night. We talked about it. He likes to get on that right side as a lefty fade away on that three.
North Shore 13, Oilers 4. Off to the, here's a three-pointer, long three-pointer by Brown, no good, but they get their own rebound back. And this is Hunter Williams with the ball. He's being guarded tightly by Colbert, and they're going to call a foul on Sloan, trying to get the steal there.
And if you can knock anything about this start for North Shore, it has been giving up offensive rebounds, but that's what happens when a team like the Pearland shoots a lot of threes. They're susceptible to that long rebound. That's given them his chances for second chance points. They haven't been able to convert yet, but that's one thing they got to count for. All out, putting bodies on bodies, even out past the three-point line.
So the Mustangs take out Rashad Williams and Sean Mayberry. In to replace him is Joshua Richardson and Sam Walker. This is Ennis over the right side. This is now Devin Brown. He's got it, being guarded by Gibson on the right wing. Trying to figure out where to go with it. Stops, gives it out to Glover. Glover's got it. He's going to stop. He's at the free throw line. Passes it back out to Ennis on the left side. Driving on Sloan. Puts the left hand up, off the glass. Good, nice move there by Ennis.
I like Ennis, the sophomore guard, taking it to the rim. Missed his first 2 shots on the game. Try to get something easy for him. 1 left to go down.
Sloan on the left side. Thought about shooting a three. Back out to Richardson in between the two circles. Now to Gibson on the right side. Being guarded there closely by Devin Brown. Back to Sloan. Back to Richardson on the right side. Back to Gibson on the right. Gibson, he's driving. He's on the baseline. Trying to move it. He steps back. Shoots a 10-footer. No good. Here comes the Oilers coming back down the court. 15-6. North Shore with the lead. 2:07 left to play in the first quarter. Down low. Good spacing. Takes a shot up and good, and that was Rugley with the shot.
Rugley took the contact from Walker. Walker a step too late, took advantage of it with the floater over his left shoulder.
So it's 13-8, North Shore with the lead here at the moment. We're on the right side. This is Colbert. He's driving. Throws it over to Sloan, but it's going to be touched by the Oilers, out of bounds. So coming into the game for the Pearland Oilers will be Devereaux Allen, going to replace Avon Glover. Devereaux Allen, a 6'5" senior. Also coming into the game for the North Shore Mustangs is going to be Jeremiah Thomas, going to replace Christian Gibson. And also for the Pearland Oilers, Byron Bibbs coming back into the game. He's going to replace Hunter Williams. So North Shore is going to have the ball. 1:41 left to play here in the first quarter. 13-8, North Shore with the lead. Thanks for joining us here for playoff basketball here on the Legacy Sports Network. Colbert inbound to the ball, right in front of the bench. Throws it all the way in the backcourt to Sloan. Sloan bringing it across the timeline slowly. 1:36 left to play. 13-8, North Shore with the lead. Sloan going to the left side, gives it to Colbert. Back over to Thomas. Back to Richardson on the right wing at the perimeter. Gives it to Walker. Walker for a 15-footer. Can't make it. Rebound by the Oilers. Here comes Ennis, being guarded by Sloan. He's in the backcourt. Cruising down. It's already at the free throw line. Bounces it in to Rugley. Rugley, the freshman. Nice spin move on Walker and puts it up and in.
Yeah, he took his time on Walker, brought him out, and then nice little spin move up left side.
Here's a three by Colbert. No good. So under a minute left to play. North Shore leading 13-10. Ennis on the right side. Passes it off to Bibbs. Bibbs being guarded by Sloan on the right wing. Driving, stops, picks up the dribble. Over the left side. And they're called traveling on Devin Brown.
And what a move going back to the previous play by Rugley. Brought Walker out. Walker testing his ability to guard him off the dribble. Took it to his left side, spin it off the glass. We were talking about the ceiling on this freshman. Coming off the bench as a sixth man. He's next in line, and you already see the glimpses of it already.
Christian Gibson back into the game for North Shore. Under 40 seconds left to play. Gibson in for Colbert. North Shore with the lead, 13-10. Pearland on a 6-0 run here at the moment. Richardson to Gibson on the right side. Down low to Walker on the baseline. Tries to put a shot up. Can't make it. Look, was looking for a foul. Here come the Oilers down the court. This is a nice shot there by Brown on the left side, and they put it up and in. They're down by one.
Mustangs haven't been able to convert on the last few possessions, which led out to transition points for the Oilers to get back into this game.
13-12, North Shore with the lead. 13 seconds left to play. Joshua Richardson at the midcourt. Back to Sloan. 8 seconds left on the clock. Over to Richardson, to Sloan, to Gibson. Trying to steal it. Ball goes out of bounds with 2.8 seconds left. Still North Shore ball. Pearland pull on an 8-0 run here at the moment. So a few substitutions coming in here for the Pearland Oilers. Gibson's going to inbound right in front of us here at center court. 2.8 seconds left. Gives it to Sloan. Sloan's going to shoot an incredibly long three. Can't make it. And that is the end of the first quarter with the North Shore Mustangs leading 13, Pearland Oilers 12. Stay with us for second quarter action here for playoff basketball on the Legacy Sports Network.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
All right, we're coming out of the timeout into the first quarter. North Shore Mustangs 13, Pearland Oilers 12. The North Shore Mustangs being led by Christian Gibson with 6 points. And for the Pearland Oilers, Devin Brown with 6 points. The Pearland Oilers there in the first quarter, they were shooting a 42% from the field, 5 of 12, 1 of 6 from the three-point range. The North Shore Mustangs 5 of 16, 31%, 3 of 9 from the three-point range. The North Shore Mustangs with 13 points, 6 of them coming from Christian Gibson, Paul.
Both these teams were feeling out each other in the first 8 right there, and you could tell that after a while, Pearland started to ease into it a little bit, went on that 8-0 run after the offense of the Mustangs got stagnant. Gibson, he made a couple of good shots, but then he started to force a little bit, as well as Walker, and now you get into the game. Colbert, Rashad Williams are your normal starting 5 right now, so it's trying to get back to what started with the game whenever you were up to a 13-4 lead. Got to get something here on the first possession if you're the Mustangs.
Yeah, North Shore is up 13-4. It's now 13-12. So the North Shore Mustangs going from right to left on the radio dial. Wearing all white, they have the ball. This is Sloan in between the two circles. Off to Rashad Williams on the left side. Down to Gibson. Gibson for a 15-footer. Can't make it. And here comes the Oilers coming back down the court. This is Ennis. Down low to Glover. Glover on the baseline with Gibson. Trying to figure out where to go. He steps in, goes underneath on the left side, and puts it up and in, and they take the lead for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, and that's something the Mustangs are going to have to account for, taking him off the dribble at these front courts for the Oilers, as that's another missed shot by Sloan in the corner.
Here we come. They're coming down the court. They got an alley-oop. Oh, they had an opportunity, couldn't make it in. Their throw down. The North Shore's got numbers. Colbert puts it in, and they're going to call a foul on Mayberry coming down. Oh, that was a poor foul.
And that wasn't needed. It was already a 2-on-0 fast break. Dylan Colbert was going to throw that down. Mayberry tried to set a screen for the defender coming back in transition on the chase down, but got a little bit too much body and into him. That's a pivotal bucket right there that would have gotten him back into the lead and momentum back on their side with a Dylan Colbert slam.
Pearland on a 10-0 run here, 14-13 in the second quarter here at the moment. This is coming across the backcourt. Harlan being guarded by Rashad Williams. Pass it over here to Devin Brown. Puts it up and in. Can't make it. Here come the North Shore Mustangs cruising down the court. This is Sloan on the left side. Puts it up off the glass and puts it in. Wow, nice shot.
Well, Sloan feels a little bit more comfortable in this round and compared to having to go up against Madden Hill in transition with the extreme athleticism we saw from the Clear Springs guard right there, taking it to the body contact and finishing it.
So here's a long three by Ennis. Good.
Oh, man, yeah, he's a shooter, and you have to account for any time he has NBA range. He brought that out. Even Christian Gibson's high hands weren't enough to contest that shot.
Pearland with the lead now, 17-15. Ennis hits his first three of the game. They're 1 for 3 so far. Rashad Williams on the left side. We're at 6:22 left to play. Gibson's got it over to Sloan. Sloan for a three from the left corner pocket. Can't make it. Rebound by the Oilers, and they fall out of. They're going to call Mayberry with a push. Oh, they're going to call that Mayberry with a push. That's going to be Mayberry his third foul. He's going to have to come out of the game, and here comes Sam Walker in.
That's tough for Mayberry. He got that early bucket to go. It could have been a change of what we saw in the first game, but now you have to put Sam Walker in, who missed his first couple of shots. He's going to have to start being a little bit more patient on the offensive end and as well be able to guard Avon Glover and Rugley.
Harlan on the right side, being guarded by Williams. Ennis at the top of the key. He's driving. He's going to shoot a 10-footer. Wow, nice shot by Ennis.
Yeah, he's got everything. The pull-up ability, just taking it 2 dribbles off, stepping back on his left side, fadeaway over Sloan.
Biggest lead here for the Pearland Oilers now, 19-15 over the North Shore Mustangs with 5:47 left to play. Williams has it on the left side. Gives it to Colbert in left corner. Colbert down on the baseline. Throws it way back out to Rashad Williams. Slowing things down, redirecting things out. Rashad Williams at midcourt.
Well, this is a pretty high 2-3 right here. Just giving North Shore a couple of fits over the last 8 or 6 minutes of gameplay right now.
Williams
on not a good stretch right now.
Over to Colbert. Down low to Gibson. Gibson, he's going to shoot a 10-footer fall away. Can't make it. Walker tries to get the rebound. Can't get it. Here we come. They're coming down the court quickly on the right side. This is Bibbs. Oh. Wow, what a slam there by Bibbs.
Oh, we talked about it. That's a guy, that's a bad man. Quick timeout by Coach Stephen Woods. Get him in transition, and he's dynamic. He's going to finish that any time.
So Pearland takes the lead, 21-15. And we got a little bit of issue here at the moment. Walker down here by the Pearland Oiler team. We're going to stick it right here for a second.
And we saw this in the first game where North Shore got a little bit emotional against Clear Springs. That's a tight gym, and all the energy was feeding into it. This is a different kind of ball game. Pearland is a more complete team, and they've gone out on this dominant run, stretching from the first quarter to the second quarter right now. And we talked about it. Bibbs is that guy in transition who looks for bodies. He's so quick off the floor. Sloan could do nothing about that. And, man, it feels like ever since that momentum play where Colbert had an opportunity to get that dunk and get back into the lead, Pearland has seized all momentum.
So there's a timeout on the court here at the moment. North Shore at the moment down 21-15 to the Pearland Oilers. Pearland Oilers at the moment have a 7-0 run. Here to start the second quarter, the Pearland Oilers are shooting 3 of 5 from the field, and the North Shore Mustangs 1 of 4. Didn't see what happened down here on the other end of the court. Sam Walker was with the bench. Also, we saw Mayberry come out trying to break things up. Don't know if they called any technical fouls or anything. Didn't see anything.
And what Walker needs to know is importance, obviously, with Mayberry already out for the first half with 3 fouls. He needs to know that he can't get in any foul trouble or any disciplinary actions. He's so important to this team as another big man to combat the bodies that the Oilers have. He needs to play a little bit more smarter. Coach talking to him right now, settling it down. This possession right here, if they are in that 2-3, just keep whipping the ball around. They were able to get a lot of good looks in the first 2 to 3 minutes of the game, but if trying to go a little bit more one-on-one, and you have that luxury with Christian Gibson, but that's what's happened whenever he's not making shots right now.
So the North Shore Mustangs shooting 30% from the field. The Pearland Oilers have definitely jumped up a tick now, shooting 53%. So the North Shore Mustangs have Christian Gibson, Rashad Williams, Dylan Colbert, Sam Walker, and DeMarcus Sloan on the court. For the Pearland Oilers, Tylen Ennis, Avon Glover, Devin Brown, Byron Bibbs, and Mikhail Hartman. Here is Colbert on the left side. Colbert for a long 3, can't make it. Gibbs comes down and gets the rebound. Good run down by Gibson. Gives to Colbert. Here's an alley-oop to Walker!
And that's how you silence the crowd from Walker. Second chance opportunity. Gibson hustling in the corner, finding it to Colbert. Colbert was at that free throw line extended, found Walker on the block, throwing that oop. Much needed bucket.
21-17. Here's a teardrop high shot.
Goodness.
And there's a foul. They're going to call the foul on Walker.
Oh, man. That was a bad shot by... Who's that?
Walker affected the shot, but he ran into Devin Brown, and Devin Brown's going to go to the line to shoot. When he shot that ball, it went over the backboard.
Yeah, and that's because Walker came out to contest. He put a little bit too much over that. Literally went over the stanchion, but the body contact by Walker will put him at the line for 2.
Devin Brown misses the first free throw. Coming in for the Oilers is going to be Carmelo Rugley, the sophomore, or the freshman, coming in for Mikhail Hartman. Sam Walker is going to sit down here as well. Coming in for him is Jeremiah Thomas. Second free throw here by Devin Brown. Misses both free throws.
Huge possession for North Shore. You get that alley-oop, and then you basically get to stop with those 2 missed free throws, trying to cut back into this lead.
North Shore 20, Pearland Oilers 21, North Shore 17. To Gibson, bad pass by Rashad Williams, stolen. Here comes Ennis in the backcourt. Over the left side, over to Devin Brown for 3, can't make it. Rebound by Bibbs. Bibbs way out on the right wing. Waiting for a screen, trying to go around Gibson. Stolen by Rashad Williams, coming down the left side. He's got Ennis. Ennis puts his hand in him, steals it. Coming back down the court quickly. Gibson, Ennis, and he's broken up by Colbert. Here comes Sloan. He's got it. Sloan on the right wing. Sloan takes a step, puts it off the glass.
Wow.
Wow, what a great shot there by Sloan.
That's
using
how
his
you
body.
finish, young man. Just finishing through the contact. He wasn't scared, and this is a different approach of what we're seeing Sloan from the first round matchup, where he is actively seeking the body, and that's lending to these easy buckets at the rim, getting his confidence up.
21-19, Pearland with the lead. Here we are, 2 on the left side to Bibbs. Bibbs trying to drive on Gibson. He's going to shoot an 18-footer. Wow, nice shot there by Bibbs.
Yeah, this team has everything. They've hit from the outside, and they have that mid-range game with Ennis and Bibbs. That's a timely shot right there after North Shore could have tied her to take the lead on the next possession. Now in the game, Jorge Pacheco, the sophomore, checking back into the game for another sophomore, Rashad Williams. So the time we were talking about, Jeff, before the game, Jorge Pacheco, high IQ guard. He has to be able to control the ball, not be able to turn it over as well.
So they have Pacheco and Jeremiah Thomas into the game here for the North Shore Mustangs with Christian Gibson, Dylan Colbert, and DeMarcus Sloan. Gibson on the left side. 23-19, Pearland with the lead over the Mustangs at the moment. Pacheco picks up the dribble. Over the right side to Gibson on the right corner pocket. He's driving on the baseline. He's still going. He's in there. He puts it up. Oh, he's fouled.
Yeah, and I love it from the Mustangs right now. Just going in and seeking the contact. He felt that first bump and went right back into it. Hands dropped down from the defenders, and now he's going to the line for 2.
They're going to call that foul on... I believe they called that foul on Devin Brown. So Christian Gibson to the line to shoot. He misses the first one. Christian Gibson is a great free throw shooter. He's averaging 82%, but misses the first free throw here.
He's looking for his first 3 points from the early portion of the first quarter. Has been 0 for since after hitting those big-time threes. Needs to see something go down right now.
Here's his second free throw. He misses
Man.
both. 23-19. Pearland with the lead. Under 3 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Ennis on the right side being guarded by Colbert. Now coming out with Gibson on him as well. Off to the right side to Brown. Brown picks up the dribble, throws it way over to Bibbs. Bibbs for 3. Can't make it. But they jump down to get the rebound. What a great rebound there by Carmelo Rugley.
Rugley's establishing himself, and after a while, the offensive boards weren't hurting the North Shore Mustangs. Now get that second chance opportunity, and now the lead is back at the highest it's been for the Oilers at 6.
Pearland 25. Here's a long 3 by Sloan. Can't make it. So here comes Ennis coming down the court quickly. He's throwing down low to Rugley and throws it too high and out of bounds. It's going to be North Shore ball.
What a missed opportunity. Ennis just low, throwing it over the outstretched hands of Rugley, who was wide open. That would have been an easy put in for him.
There are 3 guys underneath the basket there. Could have easily put it in, but turnover. Here comes Pacheco on the right side. 25-19. Pearland with the lead. 2:13 left to play. Gibson's got it on the left wing. Gibson is far out. Gibson steps back, shoots a 3.
Oh, he got hit.
Misses. Colbert gets the rebound, but he's going to be out of bounds.
Yeah, he's looking for the contact. I did see a little bit of a hit on the elbow by Devin Brown on the contest, on the closeout. Man, I agree with Christian Gibson on that one. I would be upset if I'm Coach Woods on the corner right there, just trying to get an explanation from the official.
Yeah, Woods is over there having a conversation with the official. Hey, got hit on the elbow. So 25 for the Pearland Oilers. North Shore 19, 2:05 left to play. The Oilers going to inbound the ball, going from right to left on the radio dial. Thanks for joining us here on Playoff Basketball on the Legacy Sports Network. Off to the left side here to Devin Brown. He picks up the dribble. Gives it back to Harlan. Harlan back into the game for the first time. Gives it to Ennis. Ennis to Brown. Down low and pass too fast to Rugley and out of bounds. North Shore ball.
And these are 2 blown possessions on back-to-back offensive plays where they're missing the wide open man whenever you actually should be passing it to, and they've thrown it over the outstretched hands of everybody who's been on the high post. Missed opportunities for the Oilers that could mount this lead up even more to double digits.
1:40 left to play. Colbert's got the ball for North Shore. Down low to Gibson.
Nice.
Gibson's in the lane. And he gets called for a foul by Bibbs.
Yeah, Bibbs, he was vertical at first, but then came down on the hands. But I like the play. There was a screener on the baseline. Gibson coming around the curl, trying to get something at the line after going 0 for 2. He needs just to see something go down.
Yeah, like Paul said there earlier, Gibson, he hasn't done anything here since the first quarter when he knocked down 2 3-pointers. He's 0 of 3 from the field here in the second quarter. Hasn't made a free throw. Here's his first free throw. Makes that one. 25-20, North Shore down by 5 to Pearland. Waiting for a second free throw opportunity. Bounces the ball, bends his knees. Here's the shot. Good. So Gibson puts 2 points on the board. 25-21, Pearland with the lead. 1:30 left to play here in the quarter. Harlan on the right side, being guarded by Pacheco. Looking for a screen here by Brown. Picks up the dribble, gives it to Brown on the right side, being guarded by Colbert. Driving on the baseline, stops. He does a turnaround 10-footer, can't make it. And the rebound is by Thomas and throws it off of a player.
Well, the tallest player on the court for the Mustangs right now is Christian Gibson, and he was on the assignment of contesting, so nobody else on the box that was putting a body on a body.
Oh, what a block there by the North Shore Mustangs. But this is Brown. He picks it back up, throws it out to Rugley. Rugley to Bibbs on the left side.
Oh, he got
Bibbs.
away with the travel.
He steps out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call a foul. They call a foul on Jeremiah Thomas.
And that's 2 back-to-back possessions where they've given up offensive rebounds where they could have gone a quick stop and then gone in transition, but now they're allowing second chance opportunities for the Oilers. Need to get a stop right here with a really small lineup and a very interesting lineup where you have Pacheco, Gibson, Thomas, Colbert, and Sloan on the court. You got to be able to put a body on a body and rebound and close the possession out.
Harlan for the Oilers, inbounding it, throws a shot out to Brown for a 3-pointer, and he nails it.
And that's the damage what can happen if you keep giving possessions to this team. Oilers capitalize on it, big time 3.
Here's Gibson on the left side, driving, and he's going to be fouled. Pearland 28, North Shore 21, 55 seconds left here in the second quarter. Substitutions coming in here for the Pearland Oilers. We're going to have Hunter Williams coming back into the game. Also, Avon Glover going to replace Carmelo Rugley and Byron Bibbs. So we're going to inbound the ball. Colbert inbounds it to Jeremiah Thomas to Pacheco on the left side. 53 seconds left to go in the quarter. Here's a 3-pointer by Gibson, and he's fouled. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
No, they're going to call Jeremiah Thomas with a screening foul, offensive foul on the screen. He was the person who came off the inbound, tried to set a screen for Christian Gibson to come to the corner for a quick three. Big-time possession right here for the Oilers, who have had opportunities to try to get this to double digits. This is a big-time chance right here, but for the Mustangs, you need to get a stop. And really interesting lineup. You don't got your mainstays on the court. Either they're in foul trouble like Mayberry, or you don't got Walker in the game, just because you need to check his emotions a little bit.
Here's Ennis coming across the timeline. 40 seconds left to play. 28-21, Pearland with the lead over the Mustangs. Give it up to Brown. Brown being guarded by Jeremiah Thomas. He's standing at midcourt. 32 seconds left to play in the quarter. Dribbling off to the left side. Dribbling slowly. Gives it off to Harlan on the right side. Being guarded by Pacheco. 22 seconds left in the quarter. 28-21, Pearland with the lead. Gives it off to Ennis. Ennis now being guarded by Pacheco.
Pacheco has to be ready for a pull-up shot.
Ennis still dribbling. Looking for a screen by Glover.
Oh, wow.
What a beautiful pass to Glover, and he puts it down.
Nice by Ennis, just waiting on that pick and roll, and he saw his man cut to the lane. Have to feed him right there. Nobody in help side, and throws it down. Oh, and a quick technical foul, and that's something with the emotions right there. This time on Pearland's side, now giving free points to the Mustang side, as Christian Gibson has a chance to kind of cut into this lead, and then they will have 6.5 seconds left before the first half closes to try to cut into this lead even more.
So Gibson going to go to the line to shoot. First free throw, no good.
Man, you know, those are the most difficult to do whenever you're alone at the line and all the attention is on you. He's missed 3 crucial free throws so far tonight. Those are points that you gotta get.
Gibson struggling from the line tonight. 2 of 5. He's normally an 82% free throw shooter. 30-21, Pearland with the lead. Here's the second free throw. Spins around and goes down.
Now you're going to get a sideline out of bounds with 6.5 seconds left. Dylan Colbert is inbounding the ball. Got to get maybe, I imagine, something for Christian Gibson or DeMarcus Sloan. Maybe a fade or a blur screen for DeMarcus Sloan to get a 3, or just let Christian Gibson go to work. But you got to capitalize on this possession right here. You got points out of it after that tough basket.
Colbert inbound to the ball right here at center court. 6 seconds left to play.
Pacheco
right in the backcourt. Yep. Back to Colbert on the right side. Colbert's driving. He's going to put a teardropper up, and good. Ooh. And that's the final basket of the first half. The Pearland Oilers with the lead, 30 to the North Shore Mustangs, 24. Stay with us. Paul and I will have the halftime show here on the playoff episode on Legacy Sports Network.
When life gets in the way, a work trip, family plans, or even bad weather, don't let your tickets go to waste. Quick Assist makes it simple. Your seats are listed on every major marketplace at the same time, saving you the hassle and putting money back in your pocket. Whether it's the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, or NCAA, we've got you covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on our website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
To be a mentor, you don't have to have some special talent. That's why we're having some real-life mentors sing for us. Hit it, guys.
Row, row, row your boat, gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Thanks, that was awful. So remember, to mentor a child, you don't have to be perfect.
Row, row, row your...
Please stop. You just have to call Save the Children toll-free at 1-877-BA-MENTOR.
A message brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
You know, to mentor a child, you don't have to be the most talented person in the world. To prove that point, we're here with 3 real-life mentors who are going to sing for us. Hit it, guys.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Thanks, guys. That was awful. As you can see, you don't have to be perfect to mentor a child. You just have to be yourself, which, by the way, is pretty good.
Excuse me, we don't think we nailed it that time. Can we try it again?
Not a chance. Do good. Mentor a child. Call Save the Children toll-free at 1-877-BA-MENTOR. 1-877-BE-A-MENTOR.
A message brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back here to the Phillips Fieldhouse for the halftime show on the Legacy Sports Network, where the score at the halftime is the Pearland Oilers 30 to the North Shore Mustangs 24. Paul, what are your thoughts there in that first half for this playoff action tonight?
Well, North Shore just couldn't hit shots, and I think that's the difference of the first-round matchup against Clear Springs, where they were really hitting a high rate from the three-point line. They started off 3 for 5 tonight, then continued to miss their next consecutive 8 three-point shots, and that's the difference. We're just seeing the limited possessions on the North Shore side. No second chance opportunities has allowed the Oilers to get in transition, and they made the big-time plays. There's been a couple of big-time dunks, and there's been a couple of big-time shots that they've made in the half court. So North Shore is not out of this by any means. They got that quick bucket by Dylan Colbert with 6 seconds left. It was basically a 3-point swing off that technical foul free throw and then his floater in the lane. So it's a 2-possession game. They're down by 6, but then this is the kind of game I thought it was going to be. It was going to be a really grinded out game, 1 to 2 possession game throughout the whole time. I think it's going to be really tight coming out in the second half, but now we're going to have guys that were in foul trouble be a little bit more in the equation now. We're going to see Walker and Mayberry now in the equation now. People had to step up like Jeremiah Thomas, Jorge Pacheco to alleviate those minutes. They did fine. They didn't get the lead stretch out to double digits when the Oilers looked like they could have, and that might bite the Oilers back because they had plenty of chances to extend this lead out. So North Shore has to regroup out of the halftime, but Pearland, I've been really impressed with it so far. 10 for 14 from 2-point line. We talked about it. They can be hit or miss from the 3, live or die by it. They're 3 of 10, but those 3s have been big time by Ennis. And Ennis is a good shot maker. I've been really impressed with his playmaking tonight. That was a really good bucket on that pick and roll, finding his cutting man into the lane for that dunk. So it's been some really high-level basketball, elite basketball, but that's what you expect out of the 2 teams that are on. One is a 30-win team and one is a 29-win team. So this is really good basketball and what you expect out of a second-round matchup.
Well, when we come back, we will talk about the stat leaders here in the first half. You're listening to Playoff Basketball here on the Legacy Sports Network. Well, we're going to come back here at the Phillips Fieldhouse with the halftime score at the halftime is the Pearland Oilers 30 to the North Shore Mustangs 24. Here in the first half, the Pearland Oilers, Devin Brown, the leading scorer with 11 points. Tylen Ennis adding 7 points. The freshman Carmelo Rugley, who's played a lot of minutes here in the first half. He's 3 for 3 from the field with 6 points. Byron Bibbs with an emphatic slam dunk for 4. And Evan Glover with 2. All right, we're back here at the halftime show here at the Phillips Fieldhouse, where the halftime score is the Pearland Oilers 30 to the North Shore Mustangs 24. The leading scorers here for the Pearland Oilers in the first half is Devin Brown with 11 points, Tylen Ennison with 7, Carmelo Rugley, the freshman, with 6. Byron Bibbs with an emphatic slam with 4, and Evan Glover with 2. For the North Shore Mustangs, the leading scorer has been Christian Gibson with 9. DeMarcus Sloan with 7. Dylan Colbert with 4. The North Shore Mustangs shooting 23% from the 3-point range, where the Pearland Oilers are only shooting 30%. In the first half, though, I tell you what, Paul, the big thing that was happening there, in the beginning, the Pearland Oilers weren't able to make a shot, but then they came back there in the first half shooting 54% from the field, where the North Shore Mustangs, they struggled and only shot 35%.
Well, from the time North Shore had a 13-4 lead, Pearland has outscored them 26-11, has got out to this 6-point lead and just reversed the game. There was good offensive rhythm from the Mustangs to start the game, but then they got a lot of just one-and-done possessions, just dribble, drive, try to create your own shot from Gibson that he hasn't been able to get those shots to go down like we've been accustomed to seeing him. And then Pearland just took advantage of it. In transition, they're so dynamic. That was an emphatic throwdown by Bibbs. That's what you come to expect. He's that highlight guy. Wherever you see the Pearland Oilers play basketball, you're usually going to see a throwdown in transition or a lob from Bibbs. We saw that tonight. Forced a timeout from Stephen Woods. He rallied the troops, and then they were just chipping away. They didn't let it get to double digits when it looked like it could, and I go back to that because playoff basketball, you have to capitalize on opportunities when you're trying to go on runs and put this game to bed. And that's what North Shore was able to do against Clear Springs. Even though Clear Springs came back in that game, they hit so many shots and created such a big lead at 19 that at the end of the day, even though that comeback was amazing by the Chargers, it still wasn't enough because they capitalized on that run going 15-0 in that second quarter. So Pearland, they might look back at this if they don't come out the right side of this, and that's something that North Shore has to feel good about coming out in the second half. They're still in this game. It's only a 2-possession game. You got to get Gibson still to go to his spots. He's been money so far in the second half throughout the whole season because you can count on him to hit clutch time shots. That's what he did in the fourth quarter against the Chargers. And then you got to get guys like Sloan and Mayberry involved. I really think Sloan can get a little bit more involved because he was the one that hit that nice free throw line extended jumper, got in foul trouble, so couldn't get more touches. Sloan has been able to show that outside threat as well. But then I think you got to establish something in the low post because Rugley and Avon Glover have been able to establish something at the front court and the big. So you need to match that, and hopefully for North Shore you're going to be able to hit some shots as well.
Delrick Brown, the head coach of the Pearland Oilers, bringing his team back out on the court. Robert Woods bringing his team back out as well. Paul, I would just like to bring up thoughts here of this first half, what we've seen. The North Shore Mustangs, who we've been watching here in the second half of the season, their defensive pressure here tonight is not as good. They've seemed to come out always in the third quarter with some high-intensity pressure. They have not shown anything here so far, and they've been leaving their bigs way down low. You can see the defensive assignments are struggling down low. They're leaving guys wide open for Pearland to get an easy shot down underneath the basket.
Well, I thought the last 10 games of the season, North Shore was playing some of their best defensive ball. I think the recovery has been there, and we saw it in the Clear Springs game. The recovery was there, closing out on shots, really forcing different looks at Madden Hill. And even though he had 20, he had to really earn that 20. And he only got that 20 because he went on that crazy run to close out that game. But if you really look at it, I love the start both sides that were able to do defensively. It was just North Shore was hitting their shots and Pearland wasn't. Both sides then settled in, and then Pearland was able to continue that defensive effort where North Shore would slack off a little bit and let them have second chance opportunities. Those second chance opportunities off the offensive glass have really been killer. You saw that happen in the second quarter where they were able to stretch out this lead a little bit. So that needs to be an emphasis going into the second half. Put a body on a body, and you need to complete this possession. It can't just be a missed shot. You need to get the rebound and complete the stop, and then you were able to go out in transition.
I would definitely say you can see the intensity level here tonight. Sean Mayberry is a junior, and Sam Walker is a junior, and both of them have got themselves a little bit in foul trouble here in the first half. Hopefully at halftime, Coach Woods was able to have a little conversation about just the playoff intensity. This is a high-intensity game here tonight. Area-round matchup. And this place is packed, Paul. There is a lot of people here at this game here at the Phillips Fieldhouse tonight.
Yeah, it's right in between both schools. Pasadena ISD here in one of the best venues in the Houston area for playoff basketball. It just, you really feel the energy in a gym like this. The music is playing loud. Both sides of the stands are elevated high above the floor. So you really feel that energy as a player, and these players feel it whenever they're playing out on the court. Both sides showing up for their respective schools. There's pride on both schools right here. Pearland knows the chances that they have with this season. Best season in a long time for them, as well as North Shore trying to get back to a state final for the first time since 2018. Both sides know the importance of this game because if you were going to slip up, it would be in a game like this because we talked about it. The path is there to get to a regional final, and with all respect to Strake Jesuit and Cy Fair in the next round, who the winner of this game would play, I think you would favor the winner of this game in that game to get to a regional final against a potential Atascocita or Seven Lakes, if that may be. So this is a really big game. I think both sides know it going into the second half, and we're going to see some good ball out of it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, folks, the winner of this game does not get much rest. Early next week, the regional semifinals here in 6A Region 3 Division 1 is a date with the survivor, the Cy Fair versus Strake Jesuit. That's another heavyweight Houston clash waiting in the wings early next week. So we're about ready to start the third quarter of action here tonight. From the Phillips Fieldhouse, the North Shore Mustangs are going to have Dylan Colbert, Rashad Williams, Sean Mayberry, DeMarcus Sloan, and Christian Gibson to start. For the Pearland Oilers, we're going to have Byron Bibbs, Devin Brown, Mikhail Harlan, Avon Glover, and Tylen Ennis. The Oilers are going to inbound the ball right in front of us. They're now going from left to right on the radio dial wearing all black. North Shore wearing all white. They're going from right to left. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter action right here starting from the Phillips Fieldhouse here in Pasadena, Texas. Harlan's got the ball. He's coming across the timeline, being guarded by Rashad Williams. Score is 30-24. Pearland with the lead here to start the third quarter. Gives off to Bibbs. Bibbs being guarded by Colbert. Off to Ennis. Ennis for 3 from the top of the key. Can't make it.
Got fortunate right there. Miscommunication between Sloan and Colbert, allowing that open 3 for Ennis.
Here's Gibbs. Gibson running all the way down. He's going to get fouled. Gibson just went straight from coast to coast all the way down and gets fouled.
Well, nobody stopped, and he took it himself, and that's what you got to do in transition when you're a dynamic guard like that. Get into transition, already putting the pressure at the line, and you're trying to get some rhythm back in your game. He's missed a couple of free throws, but to start the second half, it's good for him to get to the line and see a couple go down.
So it's Devin Brown's second foul for the Oilers. Christian Gibson going to go to the line to shoot. He is struggling here tonight, an 82% free throw shooter tonight. He's 3 of 6 from the line for 9 points. Here's his first free throw. This one is good. Gives Christian Gibson now 10 points on the night. Second free throw opportunity still coming. 30-25. Second free throw, good. That's the Gibson we know. Swish. 30-26. He's got 11 points. Harlan in the backcourt, being guarded by Rashad Williams. North Shore 26. Pearland Oilers 30. All the way down. Bibbs got it in the left corner pocket, being guarded by Mayberry. Stops, and he loses handle of the ball and goes out of bounds. It's going to be North Shore ball.
And that's the defense you need to play on Bibbs. Make Bibbs create for himself. He doesn't like to operate outside the three-point line. He likes to get stuff in transition or have anything spoon-fed for him. Force him to dribble, make turnover right there. Good defense by Mayberry.
Mayberry with 3 fouls with great defense right there. 7 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. 30-26, the Pearland Oilers leading. Rashad Williams at the top at midcourt. Gives it to Colbert on the right side. Back to Williams. Williams being guarded by Ennis.
Tried a little back door. We've seen that with Pacheco and Sloan a couple of times. Just missed it.
Here's Williams on the right side. Looking for a screen by Mayberry. Gets it to Mayberry down low. Mayberry puts this down, and they're going to call a charge on Mayberry, and that gives Mayberry his 4th foul. Mayberry's going to have to come out, and Sam Walker's going to have to replace him.
Tough call. I mean, he did have the position on him. I don't think he needed to lower his shoulder into Ennis like that. Ennis sold the contact, and now that's 4 fouls on Mayberry. Don't think we'll see him for a while right now. Big blow for the Mustangs.
So 6:42 in the third quarter, and no more Mayberry till probably somewhere in the fourth quarter. This is Glover, top of the key, over to Brown, back to Bibbs. Bibbs picks up the dribble, looking where to go with it. Over to Glover. Glover for 12 feet out, no good.
Yeah, and that's the shots you force him to take. Glover doesn't like to work outside of anything in the mid-range. That's not a good shot for him.
So here's North Shore with the ball, and the ball's still going to be North Shore ball. Pearland Oilers 30, North Shore Mustangs 26, 6:17 left to play. This place has got standing room only here tonight at the Phillips Fieldhouse. Great basketball environment for Thursday night basketball here in Houston. To Sloan in the left corner pocket, being guarded by Ennis. All the way back up to Williams. Back to Gibson on the right side. Over to Colbert. Colbert for 3. Can't make it. But Sloan with the rebound puts it up and in.
Nice on the backside. Sloan opportunistic, getting that to go down, and it's only a 2-point game. And like I said, Jeff, I didn't think the Oilers capitalized enough on that run in the second quarter to get it to double digits. Now it's only a 2-point game.
Here we are, down low. This is Glover in the key. And Brown picks up the ball.
Wow.
Misses it. But Bibbs gets the rebound. Bibbs tried to put it back up. And he pulled out. Nice shot there by Bibbs.
You know, that's a big-time possession right there by Bibbs, keeping that ball alive, and that's a tough finish over the hands of Walker. Could have been a one-and-done possession going on the break for the Mustangs.
Oilers 32, Mustangs 28. 5:33 left to play. Gibson on the right side. Gives it to Williams. Back to Colbert on the right side. Back to Sloan. Throwing the ball all the way around to the left side. Williams has it on the left wing. Way back over to Sloan on the right side. To Gibson on the right. Gibson for 3. Good. Down by 1, 32-31, Pearland with the lead.
Nice little step back, getting Bibbs out of position, fade away on the right side, and now he's feeling it. Had those first few free throws to go down, and now he's feeling it as well on the defensive end. Rashad Williams a little bit handsy right in front of us, but you'll take that from the sophomore guard, just applying that pressure, knowing that it's not going to be easy for this Pearland Oilers guard to get downhill in the second half now.
North Shore with 7 points here in the third quarter so far, and the Pearland Oilers only 2.
You couldn't script a better start for the Mustangs. You're hitting the shots that you need to hit. You're being opportunistic on second chance points, and you've kind of forced the Oilers into shots that you're okay with them taking. They've feed it into their front court with guys that are shooting it from 14 to 15 out. That's not what they're like to shooting, and they've been really bad shots, and that's why we've not seen the Oilers get back to the rhythm they had in the second quarter.
The freshman for the Oilers, Rugley, back in the game for Harlan. This is Ennis driving on the left side. He's going to get fouled as he puts the shot up.
Yeah, and as a righty, he likes to drive left and then get that floater off the right side. Took the contact from Sloan. Savvy little play. Sloan needs to know better. Just kind of back off a little bit. Pull the chair if you're in defense right there and just make him make that tough shot off the glass.
So we're back into the line. Ennis takes his first free throw, up and good. Gives them a 2-point lead, 33-31. That foul was on Sloan. Second free throw by Ennis. He's got to step back from the free throw line, puts it up, can't make it, but they get the rebound. And they're going to get called. Oh, they're going to call a foul.
No, they're going to call a travel.
Oh, I look like they're going to call a foul, but it is a travel. That's what I thought too, was a travel.
Yeah, not enough contact on that. Going down by himself will allow the possession to get back into North Shore's hands with an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
So here's North Shore on the left side. Colbert's got it. Colbert on the left wing. Back out to Rashad Williams. Williams, just throwing all the ball all the way around. Colbert's got it on the left side. Sloan in the left corner pocket. Throws it way back out to Williams. Down low to Gibson. Gibson in the lane. Gibson with a left-hander off the glass and good.
Nice. I love the offense just whipping around both corners. The ball reversals were there, and then good job by Williams finding the open lane for Gibson to create. Glover try to force a charge foul right there, but Gibson playing through it.
We're tied 33-33. Here's Brown driving in the lane. Walker contests him. Wow, he puts it up and in.
They've been making some tough shots, but back in transition right here for DeMarcus Sloan.
So here we are down the court. Whoa, we missed it. Coming back down quickly. Here comes Brown on the left side. Stop in the lane. Can't make it. But they get the rebound up and in.
Huge energy plays, just creating off the second chance points. Big time by Brown. Right there in transition with the block was Bibbs.
They got four-point run lead here at the moment. Williams has it 37-33. Over the left corner pocket to Colbert. Colbert down the baseline
Nice
to Gibson.
pass.
Down low, and they're going to get a foul on Glover.
Nice little dish up by Colbert, running on the baseline, finding Gibson. Goes up, and he gets the contact. We'll go for two now.
So 37-33. Gibson going to go to the line. He's 5 for 8 from the line here tonight. First free throw up and swish. Gibson now with 8 points here in the third quarter. Coming into the game for the Oilers, Devereaux Allen and Hunter Williams coming into the game. They're going to replace Avon Glover and Byron Bibbs. Gibson going to go to the line to shoot again. Second free throw up and good. Gibson is now feeling it, Paul. I can see it. He's 7 of 10 from the free throw line now.
And he hasn't missed a shot to start the second half.
Pearland 37, Oilers. Pearland 37, the North Shore Mustangs 35. On the right side, this is Glover at the right wing.
Stay down.
Gives it off to Rugley. Rugley, the freshman, he's driving. He's in the lane. He's going to shoot a 17-footer. He's short. But he gets his own. Nope. Can't get the rebound. Walker's got it. Here we go. They're coming down the court quickly.
Yeah, bring it out. You don't got numbers.
Williams
Good job
has
by Williams, yes.
Off
Good
to
job.
Walker. Gibson at the top. Wins it for a long three. No good.
Oh, Dylan Colbert keeping it alive, though. And that's a heat check shot by Gibson. He can make it from that range. That's definitely an NBA range three right there. Off the rim, Colbert trying to keep it alive, passing out before he goes out of bounds, but Sloan just taking him a little bit too much to the sideline. Go back to the Oilers side, but 37-35 right now with 2:54 left. It feels to me, Jeff, that the Oilers should be up by a lot more, and you can kind of see that from the North Shore side. They're kind of like, wow, we're in this game still. Let's just string a couple of stops together and get a couple of offensive possessions as well.
Down low, here comes Rashad Williams. We got numbers. Sloan gets the ball way down low. Good job tracking it down. Oilers leading 37-35. Sloan on the right side. 2:36 left to play. He's going to shoot a long three and puts it down.
Oh, nobody came up to him and contested right there. He was feeling it. A little bit of a step back, drains it, and back up one of the Mustangs.
Woo. And the Oilers have to take a timeout with the North Shore with the lead now 38-37. 2:29 left to play. We're going to take a break right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
When life gets in the way, a work trip, family plans, or even bad weather, don't let your tickets go to waste. Quick Assist makes it simple. Your seats are listed on every major marketplace at the same time, saving you the hassle and putting money back in your pocket. Whether it's the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, or NCAA, we've got you covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on our website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
Coming out of the break, North Shore with the lead, 38-37. Paul, they're on a 5-0 run here at the moment.
Well, great start by Sloan and Gibson to start the second half, scoring 30 of the 38 Mustang points. And, man, you talk about a confident shot right there by Sloan, just ability to get that ball before it goes out of bounds, bring it out to the three-point line, little step back three with the confidence to drill it in the face of Ennis, forcing the timeout from Coach Jones. Man, you talk about a perfect way to start the second half, and it felt like, I go back to it, Jeff, playoff basketball is all about hitting shots. X's and O's will matter in situational basketball whenever you're drawing up plays out of timeouts or certain points of the game. It's all about hitting shots, and that's what North Shore is doing now. You see the difference whenever they're able to hit shots and able to set up their defense instead of allowing huge runouts for the Oilers to capitalize in transition. That's why they got this 1-point lead, and that's why there's a lot of pressure and a lot more silence on this side for the Oilers fans.
So Gibson with 9 points for the Mustangs here in the third quarter, and Sloan with 5. 38-37, North Shore with the lead for the first time in quite a while in the first quarter. This is Harlan back in the game. He's going to the left side. 2:21 left to play in the quarter. Off to Bibbs. Bibbs back in the game as well. Being guarded by Colbert. He's driving on Colbert on the right side. Stops. Picks up the dribble. Passes out to Harlan. Boy, they had Brown wide open underneath, but didn't see him. They lose it. Walker to Sloan. Here we come. Sloan down the lane. Loses the dribble, and they're going to call a foul on Harlan.
Yeah, and this Oilers squad is playing into the defense of the Mustangs. They're forcing a lot of tough contested shots, usually shots that you don't see from an Oilers offense throughout the whole season, and we didn't even see these shots in the first half, so it's really weird to see him not go back to what was really working for him and go back to the well. That's why they're down by 1 with an opportunity for the Mustangs to capitalize on this off the inbound for Gibson. Good shot.
Gibson 9 feet out, but can't make it in. But this is Rashad Williams, gets it, puts it off the glass and in.
Bodies flying all over the place, and Rashad Williams getting to the ball first, driving down the lane, getting up to 3 now.
40-37, North Shore at the lead. Brown driving.
Wow.
He gets it knocked out. Here comes Sloan. He's on the left side. Bounce pass to Williams. Oh, that's blocked, but they're going to call a goaltend on Bibbs.
Ooh. Well, either way, I mean, that was an impressive chase down by Bibbs. That's his second of the night so far. I don't know if they're calling a goaltending or a foul. Either way, it's going to be points for Williams. But, man, that might not work to North Shore's benefit because Walker was there for the slam off the recovery. But, man, you feel the energy on both sides. Not a lot of Oilers fans agree with the call. It definitely was body contact because he definitely got ball. But, I mean, Williams is at the line by himself right now. Is there something excessive with the technical? No, they're going back to the line right now. But they did call a foul. It must have been body contact. If you were North Shore, I would have just let it play on and let Walker just slam that down as well. But you got to get Rashad Williams to get a few looks at the line. Had a great play for you, just capitalizing on that loose ball, finishing that layup, and now he has a chance for 2 at the line.
Rashad Williams in the line to shoot. Shoots the first one up and good.
Nice, and man, the game can turn like that, and it's flipped on a dime. And North Shore, the run that they've gone on in the third quarter, you mentioned it, Jeff. We're used to seeing North Shore come out of the third quarter with a different intensity. The Oilers look stunned right now. I'm looking at their bench and I'm looking at their sideline as well. They don't have any answers. They've already had to use a timeout, and if this mounts up to a little bit more, they're going to have to use another timeout in the third quarter right now because offensively, they are not getting the looks that they're accustomed to right now.
Williams with the second free throw, up and good. The North Shore Mustangs now with a lead of 42-37. This is just like the Mr. Electric commercial. We have electricity in the air here at the Phillips Fieldhouse with the North Shore Mustangs taking the lead 42-37 over the Oilers. We're going to take a break right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Coming out of the break, North Shore Mustangs with a lead of 42-37 with a 9-0 run. We'd like to thank our North Shore alum and former Houston Rocket, Judge Joe Stevens. I'd like to tell him thanks for being a sponsor here on the Legacy Sports Network. Here tonight from the Phillips Fieldhouse with this electric basketball atmosphere where the North Shore Mustangs have scored 18 points here in the third quarter, Paul, and have now taken a 5-point lead with 3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Well, we talked about Sloan and Gibson providing you that double-digit scoring opportunity, but who is going to provide that scoring punch, that extra off the bench or from your starters? Rashard Williams, back into the starting lineup after missing the first playoff game, has provided a nice little 4-0 run, and every little bit counts, especially in playoffs. You can count on your guys like Gibson and Sloan to hit their shots, but anything you can get out of anybody on the bench or starters that don't usually score is found money, and you got to capitalize on that.
1:43 left to play in the quarter. I said 3 seconds. That was only 3 seconds left till the timeout was over. Here's Harlan on the left side. North Shore with the lead, 42-37. Ennis on the top of the key. He's trying to drive on Gibson. Stolen by Sloan.
Wow.
Here comes Sloan. He's got numbers. He's going to slow things down. And Ennis steals it from Sloan. Here comes Ennis coming back down the court. Over to Harlan on the left side. Nice pass to Bibbs.
Wow.
Bibbs loses it. Brown gets it and puts it back up and in.
Yeah. And that's very fortunate. Bibbs was looking for a throwdown, but then Devin Brown able to get the offensive board. That was a frantic possession right there. Sloan, very uncharacteristic play from the veteran, turning the ball over in transition. He had multiple options, made the wrong decision by pulling it out because Ennis was lurking behind.
Rashard Williams bouncing. He's leading 42-39 off the left side. Can't make it. Walker trying to put it back up and in. He's still fighting for the rebound. Puts it up. He fouls down. They don't call a foul. And now they do call a foul.
Well, now you're seeing it. We saw Mayberry was in foul trouble, 4 fouls. We won't see him until later in the fourth quarter, but Walker has stepped up in his absence. He's the one that kept the possession alive. Thought he got fouled. There was a lot of body contact. Sloan getting his hands on it, got the contact himself, and will go to the line for 2.
So we're going to go to the line to shoot 2 for Sloan. Sloan is a 75% free throw shooter. That foul was on Avon Glover.
And Jeff, the stories have flipped in this third quarter. There's been multiple chances on offensive boards for the Mustangs as Sloan knocks down the first one where they've capitalized. And now in this quarter, we can't track the second chance points, but it has to be about 6 or 8 second chance points they've capitalized on offensive rebounds. And there has been 4 straight possessions of turnovers before that bucket by Brown where the Oilers have coughed it up.
Sloan with a second opportunity for a free throw, puts it up. Can't make it, but there is a lane violation. So it's North Shore 43, the Pearland Oilers 39. Jorge Pacheco's in the game here in the third quarter now. Jeremiah Thomas is coming in as well. So the North Shore Mustangs are going to have Dylan Colbert, Jeremiah Thomas, Christian Gibson, Jorge Pacheco, and DeMarcus Sloan. Coming into the game for the Pearland Oilers, they're going to have Mikhail Harlan, Devin Brown, Tylen Ennis, Carmelo Rugley, and Byron Bibbs into the game here with 49 seconds remaining in the third quarter. With the lead, North Shore 43, Pearland 39. North Shore has scored 19 points here in the third quarter. Pearland only 9.
We're seeing this lineup that they close the second quarter with a little bit smaller. You add Jeremiah Thomas in and Dylan Colbert as well. They have to be the ones that are putting bodies on bodies and limit this to a 1 possession.
Wow, Devin Brown for a long 3. Can't make it.
Again, yep, you're seeing it. Oh,
but
throwing some elbows.
By Rugley and throwing elbows, and they're going to call.
And I saw it, Jeff. It was the same lineup they had to close out the first half where Jeremiah Thomas, Jorge Pacheco, Sloan, tallest person out there is Gibson. So it has to be on everybody to all-out team rebound. Giving up that second chance opportunity for Rugley right now, and he got fouled. Put him at the line now. They're over the bonus.
Calling the foul on Jorge Pacheco. So Rugley, the freshman, going to go to the line. 6'6" at the line. Got right foot forward, left foot back. First free throw up and good.
And that was a straight line drive from a free throw right there. But freshman has shown you a lot of glimpses tonight. I've loved his physicality. We talked about it. He's a physical rebounder. Love his game. Had a nice spin move earlier on Walker.
The junior 6'2" Hunter Williams into the game for Tylen Ennis. Second free throw by Rugley is good. Nice stroke. He's got 8 points on the night. Brings it to 43-41. North Shore with the lead. 2-point lead. Sloan has the ball. 27 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Pacheco at midcourt, slowing things down. He's got Sloan to the right of him, Gibson to the left of him. Stops, standing there. 17 seconds, still standing at midcourt.
And this looks like they want to take the last shot of the third quarter, dwindling the clock down to under 10 seconds now. Got to get into something, though, right now.
Sloan's got it, 43-41 with the lead. Pacheco at the top of the key. Nice move. He's in the lane with a teardropper. Can't put it in. Bibbs gets the rebound. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. With the score, the North Shore Mustangs 43, the Pearland Oilers 41. Stay with us. Fourth quarter action coming from the Phillips Fieldhouse here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Real cheese, real hot, real taste is what we've got. Real fresh, real fast. All those other pizzas are a thing of the past. Mr. Gatti's Pizza in Houston on Uvalde Road offers a wide selection on their daily fast feast, all-you-can-eat pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert buffet. Don't forget about the entertainment center for the kids. Games, games, and games. Open for lunch or dinner. Gotta get Gatti's. Mr. Gatti's Pizza, the best pizza in town. Honest.
All right, we're coming out of the timeout. The score at the end of the third quarter is the North Shore Mustangs 43, Pearland Oilers 41. North Shore scoring 19 points there, Paul, in the third quarter to Pearland's 11. Christian Gibson now leading the way with 18 points here tonight for the North Shore Mustangs. He was on fire and one of the main key contributors to this lead, scoring 9 points there in the third quarter, Paul.
Well, this is what you want out of playoff basketball. Our best against your best, and you saw it on paper how it was going to match up. Two top-tier teams in the city battling out for 3 quarters, one possession game, 43-41. North Shore mounting that comeback out of halftime, coming down from 6, now leading by 2. All energy is on their side. Oilers trying to get a little bit more momentum on their side to start the fourth quarter. It could go either way, Jeff, and man, this is what playoff basketball is all about, man. You gotta love it right now.
So North Shore is going to start here the fourth quarter with Dylan Colbert, Rashad Williams, Sam Walker, DeMarcus Sloan, and Christian Gibson. For the Pearland Oilers, Byron Bibbs, Carmelo Rugley, Avon Glover, Tylen Ennis, and Mikhail Harlan. North Shore with the ball, going from right to left on the radio dial. Thanks for joining us here on the Phillips Fieldhouse, at the Phillips Fieldhouse on the Legacy Sports Network. Dylan Colbert on the left side to Rashad Williams, back to Colbert. Colbert for 3. Oh, can't make it. Rebound by Ennis. Here comes Ennis coming down the court on the left side, being guarded by Sloan. Picks it up over to Harlan, back over to Bibbs. Bibbs being guarded by Rashad Williams to Rugley at the top of the key. The freshman has the ball. Nice cut to Ennis, but can't put it up and in.
Face cut right in front of Sloan, just missed the floater. Big opportunity missed.
Here comes Gibson down the lane, off to Rashad Williams, to the left corner pocket for Sloan. No, can't make it. So Ennis got the ball. Here comes Harlan down the court on the left side. Score North Shore 43 to the Oilers 41. Rugley in the lane, can't make it. Rebound by Glover. Try to put it back up. He can't make it. We're fighting. Glover gets it again. Can't make it. He does again.
Wow. A lot of fighting down below in the paint. Walker looks like he might have taken a shot. He could be bleeding or maybe knocked down a tooth. He's staying in the game though, as oh man, those high hands by Glover. That's a crucial possession right there. There was a lot of easy looks that could have gone down. Tipped it on the last one. Walker will go out. He did get hit in the face. Mayberry now in with 4 fouls. Has to play smart now.
We are tied up. Under 7 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. 43-43. Standing room only here at the Phillips Fieldhouse in Pasadena, Texas. Rashad Williams coming across the backcourt. Gives it to Mayberry. Mayberry to Sloan. Sloan's got it on the left side. Now in between the 2 circles to Gibson. Gibson in between the 2 circles. Now over to, back to Gibson. Gibson for 3.
That's good.
Ooh.
That looked good from this vantage point right there. Little blur action off the flare. Usually he hits those type of shots.
This is Brown on the left side. He's driving on Williams. He stops, puts a fadeaway up, can't make it. Here we come. North Shore coming down the court quickly. Sloan's got it on the left side. He slips, falls, gives it to Williams. Williams over to the right side to Colbert. Colbert for 3. No, can't make it.
He was a little flat on that. He was wide open, just rushed the shot.
Tie game, 43-43. We're doing pressure. Ennis in the backcourt. Gives it off to Brown. Brown driving on the right side. Stops, picks up the dribble. To Bibbs for 3. No. Rebound by Rugley, but Sloan gets his hand in on it. Back to Brown. Brown
Second chance opportunities again, Jeff.
Here's Brown for 3.
That's way off.
No good. Colbert with the rebound.
Williams got fouled on that. Good on him to box out Bibbs. He's a lot undersized, and the sophomore's not backing down from the Glover, the 6'5" center right there, and he's having a chat with the ref. Rashad Williams playing some big-time minutes in the second half right now. You got to love his intensity.
Rashad Williams, a 2-star athlete, not only plays basketball, plays football. The sophomore, 6'1".
Now you got to settle down on this offensive possession. You've been a little rushed. You've had some open looks. You just haven't been able to hit them, and that's what you got back in the second half whenever you were able to hit your shots. Just set your feet a little bit. Don't pressure. Don't force. Just seek the right shot right now.
Tie game, 43-43. 15-footer by Gibson. Good.
That's easy. This is what we're starting to accustom to see in the fourth quarter. Just going to Gibson as your go-to guy just to give you that easy bucket because he's that bucket getter.
Gibson, 20 points on the night. He's 5 of 16 from the field. He's 7 of 10 from the free throw line. Ennis with the ball on the left side. Driving.
Mayberry.
Going to shoot a 15-footer. Good.
Wow.
Comes right back.
Ennis is tough, and that was off the closeout of Gibson coming up with the paint. That's a tough shot.
Tie game, 45-45. 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. Williams has the ball in between the two circles, being guarded by Ennis. Slowing things down, over to Sloan on the right wing. Back to Williams. Williams far out. Over to Colbert on the left side. Back to Williams. Down to Gibson. Gibson for a 15-footer. Can't make it.
Overshot it.
Gibson is 2 of 7 from the 2-point range in the game here tonight. Ennis coming across the backcourt, being guarded by Sloan. He's going to shoot an 18-footer. Can't make it. And here comes Gibson, down to Sloan. Sloan's by himself on the left side, puts it up and in.
Man, that's been the story of the second half. Getting those long boards and then converting in transitions. Sloan running the floor once again, back up to a 2-point lead with almost under 4.
North Shore 47, Pearland 45. Brown driving on the baseline on
he
Gibson.
stepped out of bounds.
Down to Glover. Here's Rugley. Loses it. It's going to still be, still going to be Pearland ball. Gibson knocked it out of Rugley's hand, but they're saying it's still Pearland ball with 4:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
Great defensive conversion on the baseline, forcing the pass back in the inbounds. A little bit of active hands right there. I thought Mayberry might have gotten a clean swipe.
Here's Glover with a shot, and they're going to call a foul, and that's on Mayberry, and Mayberry fouls out.
Well, that's the second time that Glover has had a chance outside of a baseline out-of-bounds play where he has been the recipient, and he's just overshot it, but then you're rewarding him by fouling him on the body, and that's not what you can do. You got to finish that possession, contest, make him make that shot over you, because so far tonight, he hasn't been able to prove that yet.
Rough night for Sean Mayberry. Ends the night with just 2 points. Sam Walker coming back into the game for him. So Evan Glover, the senior, going to go to the line to shoot. Down by 2. North Shore with the lead, 47-45. 4:14 left to play here in the quarter. Glover with red shoes. Right foot forward, left foot back. Here's the first free throw up, short.
Yeah, that did not look pretty, and that's another example. Make Glover shoot the ball. He had a really bad shot in the third quarter. And the same play out the baseline out of bounds play where they just dumped it off to him a little bit in front of the free throw line. It looked bad, and you foul him right there, but luckily for the North Shore Mustangs, you could get out of the possession scot-free.
Here's your second opportunity. They're 4 of 9 from the line. Here's the second free throw. No
good.
Missed them both. Here comes Williams down the right side, leading by 2. North Shore 47-45. 4 minutes left to play. Williams looking for a screen by Walker. And this is Garden Williams.
This is big time from the sophomore guard, showing that veteran poise right now in a heated moment like this.
Williams over the left side to Gibson for 3.
Wow!
He puts it down!
That's the dribble drive from Williams, getting into the paint, seeking Gibson in the corner, and that's knocked down. 3:52 left, 5-point lead, Mustangs up. Timeout, Oilers.
We're going to be right back here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Hello, this is Dr. Steve Hotze. Do you struggle with joint pain that makes everyday activities a challenge? You may have been told that surgery is your only option. God has given your body an amazing ability to heal itself. At the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, we offer regenerative joint therapy designed to help you tap into this ability and live pain-free. Call the Hotze Health and Wellness Center at 281-698-8698 to schedule your free consultation. That's 281-698-8698.
Welcome back to the Phillips Fieldhouse, where you had to come in tonight with a ticket. If you're ever looking for a ticket, Quick Assist is your location to go to. Go to Quick Assist if you're looking to resell a ticket or looking for a ticket. Quick Assist will take care of you. North Shore with the lead, 50-45 here, Paul. North Shore scoring 7 points. They have scored 26 points here in the second half, where the Pearland Oilers have only scored 15. And the score right now, North Shore 50, Pearland 45.
You knew the importance of having another guard on the floor that can put the ball on the deck for the North Shore side, and having Williams back into the lineup. He's had a really big second half for you. Get that dribble drive into the lane. Oilers, I don't know what they're doing. They didn't find Gibson. That's a man that you have to know where he is at all times, especially in the fourth quarter with his big-time shot making. Just had his feet set, knockdown shot for him, back up to a 5-point lead. But Williams, we talked about it before the game with Stephen Woods, how important this game was going to be for him to come back off of the disciplinary action wherever he was missing the first-round game. He has stepped up, and he has matched the level of intensity in this second-round game and could propel them back into the third round.
Christian Gibson with 14 of the 26 points for the Mustangs. Like Paul said in the pregame show, they need other players to score points for the team here tonight. Here is the Oilers coming down the court. This is Ennis for three. He is fouled by Sloan shooting a three.
That's huge, and they did a flare-out screen in the corner for Ennis on the closeout. Sloan got a little bit in front of him, couldn't land properly, and now that's big-time free throws at the line for Ennis. The clock stopped, 3:37 left, down by 5.
Ennis is 1 for 2. They're shooting 40% from the free throw line here tonight.
Wow.
That could be the thing that hurts this team. Here's his first free throw, is good. That gives Ennis now 11 points on the night. He has scored 4 points here in the second half. He's waiting for a second free throw opportunity. For the North Shore Mustangs, Christian Gibson, Rashad Williams, Sam Walker, Dylan Colbert. And the second free throw is good.
Yeah, his shot is smooth. I like this sophomore's game already. Already averaging 14 to 15 points a game as a sophomore for this Oilers squad, and he's on an upward trajectory. We mentioned his relation to Tyler Ennis. He's in the crowd right now. He's being mentored by him and trained by him, and you can see the results right here.
Third free throw, good. Puts them all down. Nice job there by Tyler Ennis. And we have a timeout on the court. Paul and Aaron are going to stick it right here. The score is North Shore 50, Pearland 48. Paul, definitely a different second half than we saw in the first half, where Pearland pretty much took over after that 13-4 run by North Shore. But North Shore has pretty much been in charge here in the second half.
Yeah, they dominated almost every minute of the second half so far, and it goes back to my point. It's not about X's and O's or drawing up plays out of timeouts whenever it comes to playoff basketball. It's about your guys hitting their shots, and whenever you got guys like Sloan, Gibson, and Colbert that can step up and knock down their shots, that was what we saw in the first round, it can help you win games, and that's why they were able to mount such a lead against Clear Springs, win that game. And you saw it in the first few minutes of this game where they got out to that 13-4 lead. Then they started getting into a little bit of a drought. Nobody was hitting shots. It was really stagnant offense. Came out guns a-blazing to start the second half. That's why they've gotten up this at least a 5-point lead. Those big free throws right there, cutting it down to 2. But now you need to keep doing that same offense. They've left Gibson wide open in the middle of the floor whenever they've been in this 2-3 guard man. So maybe applying a little bit more pressure right here on this inbound pass to get him a little bit more out of rhythm.
North Shore leading 50-48, 3:33 left to play. They're giving pressure. Gibson comes across the timeline. Throws it out to Colbert. Colbert over to Williams. Williams at the right wing, slows things down. Being guarded here by Harlan. We're way out at midcourt. Over to Sloan on the left side, to Gibson. North Shore 50, Pearland 48, 3:15 left to play. Sloan being guarded here by Glover. He brings it all the way back out.
Yeah, Walker had the mismatch on the smaller guard. Could have found him right there, but then they bring it back out.
Gibson on the left wing, back to Colbert. We're just throwing the ball all the way around. Here's Rashad Williams on the right wing, at the perimeter. Being guarded here by Bibbs. Way back over to Gibson. Gibson on Brown, driving on the baseline. He's trying to go somewhere. Throws it out to Colbert, to Sloan, and we slow things down.
Yeah, they're working a lot of clock in this possession, almost a minute off the clock so far since the timeout, trying to get a good look.
Here's Williams, he's driving on Bibbs, and Bibbs blocks it. He thought he was fouled, but he wasn't fouled. Down by 2, the Oilers are 50-48, 2:29 left to play. Harlan with the ball.
Got to be able to locate three-point shooters on this end. Can't give them any open looks.
Here's Glover driving down the lane, and they call a charge on Glover. That's Glover's 4th.
Glover has been not in control the whole night. He's a little bit of an erratic player. Can't really trust him in the offense, and they've been handing the ball a lot to him in the second half, and he hasn't provided much for the Oilers. Not a good choice by him driving into the lane with Walker already set in the paint.
So they're going to do more pressure here against the Mustangs. Gibson coming across by Bibbs quickly on the left side. Bounce pass to Walker. Walker can't hold on to it, and it's still going to be out of bounds. North Shore ball with 2:14 left to play, leading by 2.
Again.
Oh, they're going to say that was... Oh, they're going to say went out of bounds on Walker. It's going to be Oiler ball.
Wow. No. He's going to go back to shoot some free throws.
Oh, he's going to the line to shoot. Okay, good deal. There's a foul. Didn't see, they never showed that. Looked like the ball just went out of bounds, but they called a foul. And they called the foul on Glover.
Wow.
And Glover fouls out.
Well, that might work to their advantage because now you bring in the freshman Rugley, who's been really good on the whole night. That'll be a matchup to watch offensively and defensively, especially on the glass between him and Walker, with Mayberry fouled out tonight as well. But go back to the point, whenever you have a guy like Christian Gibson in transition to break it so easily, getting onto his left side, dumping it off to Walker, who got fouled and will go to the line for 2 big-time free throws.
Walker, a 48% free throw shooter. First one is up. Wow, great shot there by Walker. Puts it down.
You know, I made the comparison earlier this season. Jalen Walker is kind of that morph of a Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart, those bad boys that you see on the Pistons, which if you've seen that, are just get into it, get in the mix, has a little bit of swagger and just a little bit of that edge that you need as a front court guy. But he's providing some big minutes. After Mayberry has fouled out in this game, has an opportunity to stretch us out to a 2-possession game.
Second free throw, can't make it. So the lead now, 51-48. North Shore with the lead. 2:07 left to play. Ennis coming across the backcourt, being guarded tightly by Colbert here.
Yeah,
looking for a screen by Rugley, the freshman.
You want this matchup
trying to go
right
around the
here.
left side. He's down. He throws it up. They're going to call a foul on Gibson. Are they going to call that a continuation as well?
Well, it should be on the floor because the body contact was way before he got that shot up, and that's what they're calling. No, they're going to go to the line.
That's going to be Gibson's first on the night. So Ennis is going to go to the line to shoot 2. No, they're going to say, nope, they're saying out of bounds, not shooting free throws. That's what I thought too.
I agree with that because the contact was well outside of the paint, and then he just put that shot up at the last second trying to get that continuation. But that is something I would want to see in the high school game. We've talked about it this whole season. Reward the offense by doing that with that foul call, not reward the defense by bailing them out right there. But unfortunate for the Oilers as Ennis was trying to get a couple of free ones at the line.
Delic Brown, the coach, trying to get that happen as well. Wow. Colbert gets his hand on it. He's down the court. Here's Sloan down there as well. He runs into Ennis, and they're going to call a foul on Sloan. Sloan was trying to get the ball there. He's going to pick up his 4th.
Couldn't have been a big-time play for Sloan. He would have easily finished that over the smaller Ennis in transition. It could have made it a 5-point game. Now you foul him, and then now you're 1 foul away from putting him into the bonus.
So, 51 North Shore, Pearland 48. 1:53 left to play here in the 4th quarter.
And if you're North Shore, you need to be able to find and locate the 3-point shooters on the court. That has to be Brown and Ennis. Anytime that they're setting screens, there needs to be communication between you or your bigs to close out properly. You have to close out not with feet and getting in his landing space as he's been able to draw those fouls on this night as well.
Byron Bibbs inbound to the ball to Ennis. Ennis in the backcourt. 1:50 left to play. Being guarded by Sloan with 4 fouls. Ennis on the night with 13 points. Over to the right side. Here is a... Wow, what a block by Walker! Oh! He was in the right corner pocket. Walker came from the free throw line. He jumped high in the air and blocked it out. What a great block.
Return to sender, Walker. Closeout was on time, and my goodness, just sending that into the Pearland side, and he's talking his talk.
I tell you what, Walker's one charismatic kid. He's 1:40 left to play. Here is Bibbs in the lane, puts it up off the glass and good.
Yeah, nice hop step over the defender, getting that off the glass, cutting it to a 1-point game. 1:30 left in this ball game, and you've got to trust Christian Gibson to handle the rock in a time like this.
Gibson, he's cruising down. He loses. They're going to call a foul on Brown. Oh, the Pearland Oilers fans don't believe that should have been a foul.
And I might have to agree with them. There was not enough contact on there to warrant something, and that would have lended into an easy transition point for the Oilers. They had the numbers. Now you get a sideline out of bounds play for the Mustangs. Got to execute right now, and you've got to value the possessions with 1:24 left in the clock.
North Shore 51, Pearland 50, 1:24 left to play. Colbert's going to inbound the ball for North Shore to Walker. Over to Gibson. Over to Rashad Williams, being guarded by Ennis. Tightly. Throws it out to Colbert. Colbert on the right wing. Back to Williams. To Gibson. To Sloan. They're throwing the ball around. 1:13 left to play. North Shore up 51-50. Being guarded by Bibbs. Sloan is. Back to Williams. Being guarded by Ennis on the right side. Over to Sloan. We're slowing things down.
You got to know.
1:02 left to play.
Right now with almost 1 minute left in the game, you got to know one more foul puts you into the bonus, so you got to be aggressive and drive into the paint if you're the Mustangs.
Williams over to Gibson. And we're going to call a timeout by the North Shore Mustangs with 53 seconds left to play. 30-second timeout. We're going to stay right here, Paul.
Yeah, Stephen Woods did not like how that play was going, draining a lot of clock. He had an opportunity off that double-team pass for Gibson. He just didn't make the right decision, waited on the defense to come back to him, but now with 53 seconds left in the game, Coach Woods is drawing up something. I would have to think it's something for Christian Gibson to get him into a successful spot inside the arc, 15 to 17 foot out. We've seen him hit a couple of clutch shots against Clear Springs on the right side of the baseline, fading away. Would not be surprised if they go to something like that. Clear out for him, let him work on the empty side.
So Pearland Oilers in the 4th quarter shooting 3 of 11 from the field, where the North Shore Mustangs are shooting 3 of 9. The Pearland Oilers have been to the free throw line here in the 4th quarter, 3 of 5, and the North Shore Mustangs 1 of 2.
Yeah, and a time like this, Jeff, if it is Gibson And if he's drawing the double teams, you need to be ready to make a play or make a shot out of that pass, because everybody is going to have their attention on Christian Gibson if he has the ball in a spot wherever he's in the middle of the lane. So you have to be able to have your shot ready, form, have your feet set if you're Sloan or Colbert, and have to be able to dribble and drive as well and make something if Gibson is guarded tightly.
Gibson with 23 points on the night. DeMarcus Sloan with 15. Colbert inbound to the ball to Rashad Williams all the way in the backcourt to Ennis. We're going to double team him. Throws way down to Walker. Walker, wow, good catch by Walker. He was on the baseline. Here's Colbert over to Rashad Williams. Williams, 41 seconds left to play. North Shore 51.
And they're playing with fire.
Oilers 50. Sloan's got it. They're going to call no foul. Rashad Williams, great passing. Colbert's got it. To Sloan, to Gibson.
I like this
29 seconds.
I like this a lot.
To Colbert. They're just throwing it around. Great job.
I like this a lot.
And they finally foul Gibson with 24 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter.
They were playing with fire, throwing that ball back to the midline, able to get across it in time, and they were able to drain 30 seconds of clock, getting this down to under 25 seconds. And we mentioned it, you have to know your situational basketball. One more foul would have put you into the bonus. They caved in a lot of time, and Pearland fell for it. They were trying to get a steal, trying to tip something and maybe get something in transition. Did not work for them, and now their backs are against the clocks with Gibson. 2 free throws, big time now.
Puts the first one down and good. He's 8 of 11 from the line and 82% free throw shooter. Gibson, a UCF commit.
No one else you would rather have at the line if you're Coach Woods and this squad.
Here's the second free throw. Good. 3-point lead, 53-50.
Money.
24 seconds left to play. Ennis in the backcourt, being guarded by Williams. Here they come, going from left to right on the radio dial. They're going to call a timeout by Delrick Brown. We're going to stay right here. North Shore 53, Oilers 50. I tell you what, Paul, that was great passing there by the North Shore Mustangs, throwing that ball around. I mean, that was fantastic.
It was.
Chucking the ball all around. And I tell you what, though, Walker was able to get that baseball pass here on the left side, down the baseline. The ball was going out of bounds. Walker, who is 6'5", 6", was able to get it, throw it back out, and saved it. That would have been a costly turnover.
Yeah, Rashad Williams, a two-sport athlete. We see why he doesn't play quarterback, because that pass led him all the way to the sideline. Good save by Walker, getting it over back to Gibson, who just crossed the half-court line. We're right on the line, so we saw that. Pearland fans obviously were upset. Didn't think he established himself a foot or two over it in time. And then there was another pass that came back to the baseline. But then the calmness and the experience of everybody on this team, they were okay with the play drawn up out of that timeout by Coach Woods to drain so much clock. Now you put Pearland in a situation where they have to execute. Coming out of this timeout, it doesn't have to be a 3. It can be a quick basket, and then you play the foul game and force the Mustangs to make their free throws. But that was such a crucial possession that drained at least 30 seconds of game clock. And man, there was a couple of opportunities where the high hands could have tipped it. They were able to corral the passes, found the open lanes, and find the gaps out of the double teams. And I thought maybe there would have been a couple chances where Colbert could have laid it up himself, but draining a little bit more clock all the way down to 18.6. We'll see what come out of the timeout for Coach Brown and this Oilers squad. I would imagine something possibly for Bibbs, or especially how Ennis is going in this fourth quarter, but crucial possession right here.
Oilers are shooting 3 of 14 from the 3-point range, down by 3. 18 seconds left to play. Ennis has it in the left corner. Over to Brown. Brown at the right wing. He's going to step back for a 3. He's contested by Walker and is fouled, and Walker is hurt as well.
No.
Walker landed hard on his ankle, and Walker is hurt, and he's going to have to walk out of the game. Walker turned his ankle, hopped all the way down to the other end of the court. So Brown is going to go to the line to shoot 3 free throws.
Well, yeah, you got to feel for the young man right now in such a crucial point of the game, committing the foul. I didn't think he needed to contest that highly. His length was going to affect the shot anyways, but he came down on that right foot, is in obvious pain, being attended to on the sidelines, hopping around. You talked about he's a charismatic player, even in an injury. He's kind of milking it a little bit. You never know the severity of it, but man, that's a costly blow. Already down Mayberry, and now you might be potentially without Walker if this game does go into an overtime, if Brown's able to hit all 3 shots. But you do have the advantage if they have to make all 3 shots in this situation, force them at the line to make the shots, and then you have Christian Gibson on your side that can maybe give you a potential game winner before even going into overtime. But obviously the main concern is on Walker on that sideline. He's still down and writhing in pain.
So Devin Brown is going to go to the line. He's got an opportunity to tie this game from the free throw line. He is 1 of 4 tonight. 11 seconds remaining. North Shore 53. Pearland 50. Brown waiting.
Yeah, and this Walker injury on the sideline has kind of given a chance to ice Brown at the line a little bit, make him think about it a little bit. That's something to think about in this possession right here. 11 seconds, down by 3, big-time free throws with the crowd. Loud.
First free throw, no good.
Wow, and it did. It worked.
The entire Oiler fan base is standing by us on the railing.
Oh, man.
So he misses the first free throw. 11 seconds to go. Still has 2 more. Here's his second opportunity. Makes that one.
And now you see Jeremiah Thomas into the game. We've seen multiple times this game where Jeremiah Thomas has been put into place. You need to emphasize putting a body on the bigger 6'6" Rugley freshman who's going to be crashing the paint if it's a missed free throw. Got to get the rebound right here.
So here's a third free throw opportunity for Brown. Puts it up, it rolls around and goes in. Down by 1. 11 seconds remaining here in the game. Another timeout. We're going to stay right here. 53-52, Paul.
You know, in a time like this with 11 seconds left, possession arrow is in favor of the Oilers. You got to imagine that they're going to try to set up a little bit of a trap, work a little bit of game clock, not too much. I'd probably foul around 7 or 8 if you don't create a steal or get a tie-up, then force them to make free throws. At that end, you just have to be able to knock down your shots. Gibson has been clutch this fourth quarter. Whoever gets it on the North Shore side has to be secure with the ball and know where the outlets are if they're getting double-teamed and making the correct pass. You can't throw anything into the middle of the floor, allowing Pearland to get an easy bucket to win this game. You still have the lead. Possession, and it's always one of the most underrated facts whenever it's late game. Possession is so big. I don't think teams really utilize it so much because we saw it in the girls' game whenever they were able to come back against King. They had that tie-up, and then that forced them to be able to hit that game winner against King a couple weeks ago because they had the possession arrow. So right now, if you're the Oilers, you have that on their side. You're trying to drop something for North Shore, maybe get a lot of off-ball movement, get something distracted for the Oilers, get them off their assignments, maybe even try to throw maybe even a Hail Mary. That's worked a lot of times tonight for the North Shore Mustangs in transition, but a big-time possession right here.
Pearland Oilers going to have Tyler Ennis, Devin Glover, Byron Bibbs, Mikhail Harlan, and the freshman Carmelo Rugley. For the North Shore Mustangs coming on the court, Dylan Colbert, Christian Gibson, DeMarcus Sloan, Rashad Williams, and Jorge Pacheco.
Yeah, and you're putting in your best free throw shooting lineup right now. You trust them to handle the ball and just be able to draw the foul and knock them down at the line.
11 seconds remaining, 53-52. North Shore with the lead.
Colbert can run the baseline off the made basket as well.
Colbert inbounding the ball. Gets it to Gibson. Almost stolen by Bibbs. And he's going to get fouled by Harlan. Wow, Bibbs almost got it there underneath the basket.
Man, and that was a risky pass. Gibson just let the ball come to him, and Bibbs with his long wingspan almost to tip that out of bounds. It did look deflected off of Gibson. That would have been Oilers' ball, but again, who else would you rather have at the line right now to hit 2 crucial free throws to make this? It's still going to be a one-possession game no matter what if he makes one or both.
Gibson, 9 of 12 from the line. First free throw, good. This is the guy you want at the line. 26 points on the night, puts the first free throw down.
And now you have to imagine there might be a conversation now. If you foul, if you make this shot, you foul, not giving them the opportunity to hit a 3 and tie the game. There has to be maybe a discussion for this North Shore side.
Big free throw coming up here. 54-52, North Shore lead. 8 seconds left. Here's the second free throw. Money. 27 points on the night for Gibson. He's 11 of 14 from the free throw line. Coming into the game for the North Shore Mustangs, Joshua Richardson for Jeremiah Thomas. We got Dylan Colbert, Rashad Williams, DeMarcus Sloan, Christian Gibson, Joshua Richardson.
I'm looking immediately at Devin Brown, who is inbounding the ball. Usually the guy who is inbounding the ball has a head start and running in transition. He might be that guy they give it back to.
55-52, 8 seconds to go. Here comes Harlan, across the backcourt. And we're going to call a timeout by Dylan Brown. Going to call a timeout for the Oilers. 5.4 seconds remaining.
Wow.
They are 3 of 14, Paul, from the three-point range for the Pearland Oilers tonight. The main point of the night for the North Shore Mustangs. 15 of 19 from the free throw line, and 11 of those 15 have come from Christian Gibson.
I mean, talk about this two-game stretch, back-to-back fourth quarters where it has been clutch time for Christian Gibson, putting the game to bed against Clear Springs, and now he has the opportunity with those free throws to ice the game if they can get one more stop here. And you imagine there might be a conversation right now. You see it. It depends on coaching staffs and how you want to play the game. And with the way that the Oilers can shoot from the outside, like Ennis or Brown, that discussion needs to be had, whether you can't allow them to get that chance to tie the ball game and go into an overtime, because you got to think about it. You're already out Mayberry. You're potentially out Walker. It doesn't look like he's coming back into this game. You're going to be playing a much smaller lineup if you go into overtime, and that would much favor the Oilers going into that, because they would have the momentum on their side getting into an overtime game. So that maybe a foul is a potential right here. But man, this is what playoff basketball is all about, Jeff. Everybody is standing up.
5.4 seconds, 55-52, North Shore to lead. Inbound to the ball for the Oilers is Harlan right here on the right side of the baseline. Trying to get it to Brown. Brown's got it to Harlan. He's far out. Over to the right side to Bibbs. Bibbs for three. No! And the North Shore Mustangs win. Bibbs had an open shot and was not able to put it down. And the final score here from the Phillips Fieldhouse, the North Shore Mustangs 55 to the Pearland Oilers 52.
Well, talk about a comeback for the North Shore Mustangs. Battling injuries, battling foul trouble, able to claw themselves back in the second half with that impressive third quarter. Christian Gibson down the stretch, their go-to guy, closing it out with defensive stops. Oilers had no response to Christian Gibson tonight. And now, for the first time since 2018, the North Shore Mustangs are off to the regional semifinals, where they'll face either Cy-Fair or Strake Jesuit. What a season so far by Coach Stephen Woods. 30 wins in his first year here.
North Shore Mustangs survive and they advance. Now the Mustangs have to turn their sights, like Paul said, early next week in the regional semifinals against one of the Houston powerhouses of Cy-Fair or Strake Jesuit. Can the Mustangs' speed and defense carry them deeper into the playoffs? We're going to find out. We'll be back right here for the postgame show on the Legacy Sports Network.
Legacy Sports Network, now celebrating 18 years of broadcasting excellence. We are your home for local high school sports coverage. Expect excellent audio and video production. Whether you're listening at home or at the game, find us at lsnsports.com. Legacy Sports Network, building a legacy one game at a time.
The final from the Phillips Fieldhouse. The North Shore Mustangs moving on, 55 to the Pearland Oilers, 52. Paul, who are you giving your game balls here for tonight's action to?
Well, I was really impressed with Tylon Ennis, the sophomore guard. He was really impressive with his shot making tonight. I'm surprised they didn't go to him on that last possession. They had Bibbs, who is a dynamic player. He has the ability to shoot from the outside. It just didn't go in for him. Good contest by Rashad Williams, talking to the fans, waving them goodbye at the end of the game. And then you look on this outside, Christian Gibson. I mean, who else? 27 points, back-to-back 25-point-plus performances in playoffs. We talked about this is the guy that can take you to San Antonio on his back for 6 straight games, and it's looking like it might be a golden opportunity for the Mustangs. We talked about their path. Get past your first 2 games, you like your chances against a Cy-Fair or Strake Jesuit, and it sets up a potential rematch possibly if Atascocita is able to take care of business against Seven Lakes, or if Seven Lakes is able to continue their undefeated season, which would make a hell of a regional final in Region 3. I bet a lot of eyeballs will be on that, and even the favorite to come out of that would be the one to propel for the state championship once it gets to San Antonio. So, man, what a game, and we talk about it. Stephen Woods, what a phenomenal guy he is. Everywhere he goes, he wins. Everywhere he goes, he sets his culture, and that's what the players have bought into. So impressed by Rashad Williams tonight. He stepped up in a big way. DeMarcus Sloan, there was just a different intensity and different effort driving into the lane, and of course we're accustomed to seeing him hit outside shots, but that is what it's all about for Stephen Woods in his first year here on the north side, getting them to the 3rd round. Very impressive, and we'll be with them however long they go.
So Christian Gibson there in the 4th quarter, scoring 9 points in the second half. Christian Gibson scored 18 points to help lead the North Shore Mustangs tonight to a victory 55-52 over the Pearland Oilers. North Shore Mustangs shot 37% from the field. The Pearland Oilers 43%. The Pearland Oilers were only 3 of 15 from the three-point
Man.
range, and North Shore 6 of 22. But I tell you what, Paul, the spot that won the game here tonight for the North Shore Mustangs, free throws.
Yeah.
15 of 19 for the North Shore Mustangs. 11 of those 14 came from Christian Gibson, where the Pearland Oilers scored 9 of 16 from the free throw.
It's all about details when it comes to playoff basketball, being efficient at the line, and they got to the line a lot. You talked about it, the numbers that Christian Gibson put at the line to add to his point totals on the night, but they didn't turn the ball over. It was a really clean game by the Mustangs, and there was a few possessions in the third quarter where the Oilers just coughed it up way too many times. Rashad Williams and DeMarcus Sloan were able to get points in transition, and that's what really was the reason why North Shore was able to get ahead tonight. What an effort by them. This looked like the Oilers could have been breezing in the second quarter, and I mentioned it. They did not capitalize on that opportunity. There was multiple chances where the Oilers could have won in the second quarter and put the game in their hands. All they had to do was just come out in the second half and execute. They didn't do that. They couldn't hit shots, and it was really good intensity and effort by the North Shore Mustangs on the offensive glass, defensive glass, and most importantly, not being afraid of getting into the paint and getting to the line and knocking down your free throws.
Yeah, Devin Brown for the Pearland Oilers, 3 of 7 from the free throw line for the Pearland Oilers, but he did score 17 points on the night. Well, next week, Paul and I are going to be with you for the North Shore game against either Cy-Fair or Strake Jesuit. The final score here tonight, the North Shore Mustangs 55 to the Pearland Oilers 52, and moving on. You've been listening to Playoff Basketball here on the Legacy Sports Network. For Paul and I, drive safe. We look forward to having you with us next week. Good night, y'all.
You've been listening to Houston Area High School Basketball on the Legacy Sports Network. Copyright 2026.